Welcome to Office Hours with Dr. G. I'm your host, Dr. G, and as a disclaimer, I am not a medical doctor, but I am here to dispense information, inspiration, and confirmation. You guys already know me, and tonight's guest is power packed full of knowledge and wisdom, so I'm not going to waste any time talking about myself, but I will tell you a little about my guest. Tonight's guest is Cynthia Martin L. Cynthia Martin is the TV host of the CME show in Houston, Texas, and Moor TV. She's a documentary filmmaker, writer, editor, publisher, executive chef, spa owner, weapons trainer, corporate and media educator, community activator, training content developer, corporate board member, and that's just a few of the things she does. She was born in Brooklyn, New York, and raised in where was she raised? She was raised in San Fernando, California. Through her love of film and its potential to inspire and change, she has worked creatively in the film and TV industry, focusing on socio-political subject matter to awaken the masses to the importance of having a nationality, reading, and learning real history. She is an entrepreneur, business consultant, and business owner of several businesses. After graduating with a bachelor's degree in hotel and restaurant management from Michigan State University, she was a facilitator at the Culinary Institute, Hyde Park, New York, and Napa, California. She's also served as director of convention services for Hilton Hotels, area director for Federated Department Stores, assistant general manager for Holiday Inn Corporation, and food and beverage director of training and development at Compass Group North America Division. She has developed and facilitated soft skill training for corporate clients and the Olympics. She is a Franklin Covey certified facilitator and Dale Carnegie part-time facilitator. And she's listed in the 1999-2000 Who's Who in America on page 283 if you want to chat. Cynthia is also the CEO, founder, and director of Noble 7 Publishing Moorish Estate in Houston, Texas, a successful publications company for new and upcoming authors. They provide a platform and opportunity for community engagement and the ability as a culture of people to control our media and print literature. Cynthia, and see, I ran out of music and I'm still talking about Cynthia. Cynthia is a passionate supporter of alternative media production, access, and distribution. She received a recognized contribution to the community with a SHAPE Community Center Leadership Award for being active in supporting youth. Her next project is to develop an interactive media reading project with children in one of Houston's largest in-need communities. Bring books and reading it to neighborhoods to assist those without access to libraries or books in the home. And she wants to teach them to read with articulation and conciseness and learn the tools needed while reading and to prepare them to become great, passionate orators for our culture. I would like to welcome Office Hours with Dr. G. My sister friend.
Oh my God.
Some of y'all know her.
Yeah.
A lot of people know Sister Cynthia Martin L, but Moor TV and CME News. She is she's full of a lot of stuff, but not a lot of stuff. That's something I'm saying something. I can say this about her because she and I we are tight like that. We can this is not just an interview, but sister knows actually she is a part of we have a sisterhood, a real sisterhood. So I am appreciative, Cynthia. Thank you so much and welcome to Office Hours with Dr. G. You know what? I think my intro is really long, but I said little about myself and I could not get everything in about you.
Oh,
they tired of good.
That took up 30 minutes of the show. We got an hour and 30 to go.
not as much time as we want, really, but we try to keep it to a point where people can get in and get some rest and whatever. But listen, as we know, you have an extensive background in your career. Of all the things, and I'm sure there was things that are left out. What was your most enjoyable job?
Oh yes, that's our acronym for job, as we're going to be talking about later.
Right.
But
you're just over broke.
Okay. Well, my most enjoyable position obviously was my last one, which was training and development for Compass Group North America Division. The reason we called it North America Division is because the parent company was actually located in London. So the regional group is located in North Carolina. So that was what I was a part of. And I was responsible for training of all the management associates for all the companies, as well as our client base associates. So it was a real nice job. I worked from my home. I traveled from Houston all over, Southwest America, because that was my region, everything from Mississippi all the way up to Alaska. It was a vast area, but not quite as number crunched as, say, for example, New York or the East Coast, where you have a small area, but you have a high concentration of people. But still, it was a huge position. So I handled that. And that was about, the best one that I can think of for the moment. It's been 19 years. So,
Let me ask you this. Was there anything that I failed to mention?
Police. No, I mean, my God, I was like, oh my God, these people gonna think I'm so conceited. But no, I'm an elder, so I've had positions in life, and I've worked very hard in life. So that's where all that comes from. If you were starting out of college and you just had your job, you'd be saying, well, I worked for Holiday Inn for 3 years, I'm done. Something like that. But my background, in order for me to be viable when I'm out selling whatever product I'm trying to sell or branding, they need to know exactly who and what I am and where I come from. So instead of me trying to have them research it all, they can research it right there on my bio. And if you want to go further, you can do that. So, no, you didn't leave anything out. I mean, they'll learn some more stuff about me before it's over. And most people that are on here tonight, they already know me.
Right. So when did you decide to leave your corporate position and why? What?
It was in 2002, but the reality of it was, we all have dreams in our life. And my dream and my girlfriend Audie's dream started when we were in our late 20s. And we had vowed that we were going to retire when we were 35. Of course, that year came and went, but we never gave up our dream. I mean, we've been friends for 40 years. And, we just decided that someday we were going to quit our jobs. We're going to start our business, and we're going to be on the beach with the umbrella drinks at 35. Okay. But it was a couple of years after that. We started our spa business here in Houston, and we have the first body sugaring spa here in Houston.
I would love to tell the listeners what they call you, but it's kind of risque.
Oh, yeah, we don't want to do that, no.
Yeah, but I would just say, let me see. So when you say your spa, you specialize in sugar.
Yeah, the product that we use is called sugaring, and it's our culture, okay? It's an ancient Egyptian and West, African process of removing body hair, okay? So you can take it from there.
Right. So, yeah, and so, you're endeared to your clients.
Exactly.
Who,
yes. And I do by referrals only. I don't do outside people, so.
So, okay, all right. So you're the fairy Punani mother.
Oh no! Thank you a lot. Kill me now. I probably hear screaming.
I just wanted to say that. I just wanted to figure out how to say it without saying the other word.
How to do that? I knew that. See,
you knew it. So, oh wow. Okay. Well, I have some other questions. And then I'm going to let you loose because I know you want to talk. We're going to talk about nationality. And so very important.
A lot of things tonight. Yeah.
And we kind of, sometimes what we do, is descriptive of who we are. But how would you describe Cynthia Martin L?
Well, now, I would say that, I'm extremely youthful and energetic, and I'm a business owner, of course, as you guys well know by now. I enjoy traveling, reading, and relaxing in my own space with my fur baby, Ori, which is a Cocker Spaniel. He's 12. He'll be 13 in December, but he's with his dad this evening so that he wouldn't be running around my legs trying to, cause all kind of havoc while we're on tonight. So
I couldn't send mine anywhere. You saw he just burst in here before we got started.
Yeah, and I'm just a very simple person. I live my life and I mind my own business.
Well, that's very simplistic and very, what would you call that? Sort of secretive and elusive. I would call that somewhat elusive. And that, it's like none of your business what I do. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But I'm fortunate enough to be able to converse with you from a standpoint. A lot of people are talking, and we know that it takes the woman. We are going to have to come together, get ourselves together to lift up our people, our nation, and so forth. And one of the problems that has been, I would say, bred into us has been this sort of competitiveness and cattiness and indifference to one toward another. How do you, with all that you've done and you do, how do you deal with that? I mean, because a lot of times, people want to be, they want to be the center of everything. They want to have a lot of friends, and they want to have a lot of people that are, that validate them.
This is what I think about that. And I'm put it in a different way. I sort of worded it like, with all the things, I've done in my career, what do I believe hard work will make you successful? Because all of that will tie into what we're talking about in regards to us being women and being catty with each other, being jealous. I ran through a lot of that in corporate America, and it's in our culture. It's embedded in our culture, and it needs to be stopped because we are the creators of a nation. So we need to start acting like it. And so part of what I'm going to be talking about this evening, you may hear snippets of that. But, I think that, this is one of the areas that us, what I call cis stars, should be about. And I think it's coming to fruition. And as I get into speaking on a certain area tonight in regards to what I've done, what type of, relationships outside of our nation, Moorish nation, I'm trying to cultivate with different sororities and actually the fraternities here in Houston. It's going very well, and I'm excited about that because that would be changing an entire mindset, especially with the sororities. So we'll get into that a little bit later, but I think that as Moorish women, then we need to step up and take our place.
And we need to come together. You agree? We need to unify.
Yeah. And in regards to that, I was going to mention that later, but I want to mention it right now. I think because you gave me an in to do so. When you said that, like Monday, I don't know if you even realized that, but Monday when you and Taj were getting ready to come on, it was this young lady, and I really have to go back and read the comments because she really struck my heart, and I was like, oh my God, that's what I'm talking about. You were going on, and she came on and she said, maybe she's listening and maybe she'll know who she is and can identify herself. She said, you know what? We were going to have our show tonight. She said, but we're canceling our show so we can come and support you. Do you remember that comment?
I didn't realize. I didn't see that. It got past me.
I thought right then and there, I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
You're talking about Friday nights.
Well, I mean, Sunday was on.
Sunday. We did it Sunday.
Oh, Sunday. Okay, I got the days mixed up.
Because we normally don't do Sunday, so we probably may have infringed also because that should have been a Friday night broadcast. But my goodness, there were over 1,100 live viewers on that Sunday.
I know. Well, they all, when Taj come on, everybody's gonna be on.
Well, we don't have that many Friday. I guess maybe Sunday's just a better sort of a laid back time, and Friday people are still trying to wind down those that are back, working and so forth. But I didn't see that. But you know what? It's much appreciated. I appreciate that concession. That
was huge. That was huge for me. Yeah. I mean, especially the way I feel about how we don't support one another. I thought that was. I mean, and she came on. She said, "No." She says, "I just want you to know we have canceled our show for the evening so that we wouldn't interfere with yours." And she said, "We're all on." I thought that was amazing.
Well, that is.
You can go back and see who that was. If she's here, if she's listening, or whatever, maybe she can contact you again, because I thought that was just amazing. And that's what we should be about. We should be caring about each other like that and helping one another.
And you know, the reason why we rescheduled it, Grant Sheik actually wasn't able to get down here on Friday. You know, it was Juneteenth, and he had some time. He had promised to spend time with his niece, and you know, he does so much. He's working and, you know, trying to get the House of Reawakening Minds together and so forth. And that's been like nonstop for the last maybe a month and a half or more. And so he had scheduled some time and promised his niece to spend time with them. And so it was like, well, he's like, I'll try to call in. And I knew that a call in just wasn't going to do the same thing, because this is a live show. And so he, you know, I said, what about Sunday? And see, unfortunately, we're not always aware of what everybody else does, because had I known that someone's show, you know, who draws the same audience was at the same time, I might have reconsidered or thought, but I didn't know. But I'm grateful for that. But anyway, moving right along, you know, with all the things that you've done in your career, do you believe that hard work will make you successful?
Well, the answer to that one would be a resounding yes and no. And, you know, when you're going after your dreams, you know, people will judge you for not making it, you know, quick enough. I know, I'm sure you heard of that. And, you know, I've been working at this job, you know, for 2 years. I can't make any money. I'm going to quit. Okay. However, you know, I was always said that people are in a hurry all the time, you know, to become rich and famous and get paid, but not rich in character or morals or ethics. And, you know, that is just my opinion. You know, I've been around a lot of rich people. I'm still around a lot of rich people. You know, they elicit jealousy and envy, you know, and not the type that leads us to aspire to be any of them. But most are good people, you know, at least the ones I know. And, you know, some are bad people because they never, you know, had anything created by themselves that, you know, they can, you know, put their heart and soul into. You know how they get a little famous and they start branding jeans and stuff like that. They can care less about that. That's just making them a buck, as they call it, you know. So they don't want to take years to manifest anything. Okay, they want instant gratification, and they want someone else to drive their success. They're not willing to really put in the time or the effort to do that. You know, they go out and party with the wrong people. You know, they make bogus deals, you know, all sorts of crazy things. You know, they want to be seen. All right. So they don't really want the success that they say they want. So that's why I said, you know, sometimes, you know, no, hard work does not guarantee you success. See, me personally, I don't get life mixed up with living. A lot of people do. See, but I don't do that. You know, without commitment, you will never, you know, even start. But more importantly, you know, without consistency, you will never finish anything. You know, I've worked with so many people in my life, and I'm sure you have too, where they'll come up to you and they'll swear up and down, oh, you know, I'm ready to get this going. I'm doing this and I want that. And and you say, well, hey, great. Here, let me help you get that done. You know, and before you know it, you're doing everything. And they doing what? They sitting around playing tiddlywinks, you know, or you bring them on as a protege, and then about 6 months to a year, they feel like they know more than what you know. You see, that people are not willing to be mentored or be what my grandma used to call tutelage or whatever that word is. She used to say it all the time. So I'm going to use it today. But, you know, they don't want to be mentored into anything because our people seem to think that once they know a little bit of knowledge, that they know better than anybody else. And I'm not saying that for all people. And I forgot to make my disclaimer because y'all know it, you know, during my show, I make all my disclaimers in the beginning. And that is, you know, whatever I say tonight, you know, if it doesn't resonate with you, it doesn't resonate with you. It's not the message for you. But that being said, you know, y'all know me. I speak the truth, or my truth, I should say. But more importantly, you know, like I told you, you know, without the consistency, there never, you know, people wouldn't finish. And it's not easy. You know, if it were easier, there would be no Cynthia Martin. If it were easy, there would be no Taj Tariq Bey, for sure. You know, all the shenanigans he has had to endure along the way. And there would be, you know, it's sinful how much he had to go through. But guess what? That's what he chose to do. And that's where we're so grateful and we're so honored that he is in our lives to this day still. And, again, if it was easy, there would be no house of reawakening minds without your, my sister's vision here, and look what she's doing. She's upgrading and doing things and, creating new things. And my gosh, I mean, she drives me insane sometimes. You do.
I'm a memomaniac.
And then again, it wouldn't be easy if Sabir Bey and wouldn't travel all over the world and give us, hand knowledge of all the places and photos and stuff that, he's, visiting. Most people don't travel. I travel. I'm getting ready to get back out there in the world and travel next year. I quit for a couple of years. But my mom was real sick for a while. And then after she transitioned, I was like, it's about time for me to get back on the road. Because if you don't travel, like most of our people don't, you have no clue about what's going on in the real world. And it's so sad that most of us don't travel. So I'm hoping that with his, insight on travel and bringing that back home to us, that we support his calendars and his stuff, that he, the pictures, because we would never, no way. I mean, I travel more than he does. I never have that many pictures. Okay. I still don't to this day. So I really appreciate him for that. And also, if it was easy, we wouldn't have Abdullah Bey. I've known Abdullah for years now, just as I've known Taj and Sabir. And he has put his life into etymology and linguistics so that we can have that knowledge about etymology, about cosmology, all these things. And what has struck me the most is that these people, we use our own funds and finance for that.
Right.
Yeah. So it's not easy. Okay, people, it's not easy. I just, to do this job, you just must be dedicated. Okay. You have to be dedicated to serving the people, period.
Right.
Anything less than that, you're not going to make it. Okay. And you're phony, and we're not going to get anywhere as a group of people. So,
and our people are suffering. And unfortunately, I'm in a position where I have a lot of phone contact mostly with people.
Yeah,
and it's just sometimes it's heart-wrenching when you listen to the stories of what our brothers and sisters are going through, be it, they've been kidnapped, they've lost their domicile, or they're losing their children are being taken away from them, and so forth and so on. People's family members who don't understand their journey, or writing them off and saying that they're crazy and so forth, and just so many things. And so to be an empath, to have empathic, we have to be careful, because we become bleed. I don't know if you're an empath, but I'm an empath.
I'm an intuitive empath. Yes, I am.
I'm an intuitive. Yeah, I'm an intuitive, and I'm an empath. And I have to be careful against becoming a bleeding heart.
Yes.
To everyone that's calling me about things, and I sometimes want to kick myself because
we just need to be grounded. My spirit guides told me that we just need to ground ourselves, and I think we talked about this a little bit a while back. Just go outside with our barefoot, or just once in a while, just go sit under a tree or hug a tree or something. Just ground yourself. But that's what we have to do, because we care about people so deeply, and we think that our love and what we give and everything, everybody's hunky-dory about it. But no, they're just sucking our energy, you see. But we can't help that. So what are we going to do?
Yeah.
We just have to learn how to control that.
Yeah. So that's the thing that I, sometimes, and I hate pulling back. And sometimes I just have to take a hard-nosed position with some things, because I would just I will empty out my little bank account trying to help people, or I wish we did have our land back, and we had our buildings, and we could house people and employ people, or have them, working to the land and so forth. But that's something that we have to evolve back to. And I didn't want to say evolve, because it's an evolution, but it's like a revolution, evolution.
Yes.
I mean, we're coming back around to something that we used to do naturally, that we had a sense of community, and
Yes.
that sense of community. And I don't know whether you've given any thought to it, whether or not what's going on currently is any indication that we are really on our way back to that golden age, so to speak. I heard it. And before you speak, there was a sister on Katira. She's an awesome astrologer. Katira knows, and she was speaking on some things today, and I shared her video. It's on my page if you didn't hear her live, and she was talking about among other things, world things, and with cancer, and I think I forgot whatever's going on, but she was speaking about some things that were coming up. And it was just interesting that, basically, I've heard this before from others, but to say that their time is up pretty much. And it's almost like, so as the time is up, they're doing everything and anything they can do to kind of, disrupt the
flow of things.
To try to disrupt the inevitable. To make sure that if I go down, I'm not going down alone. And no, we're not letting them get up and us go down. But if there was some kind of cycle that, that was a cosmic cycle that we've been on, that now brings us to this place. I'm wondering if you have any thoughts about what we could do not to miss it, because you can miss opportunities.
Oh, yes, you can. And here's my take on that. And it's really simple, so we don't have to discuss it very long. As you well know, you're an empath. You already know the answer to that. The answer to that is that those who are going to be awake at that moment will be awake. We cannot awaken people. It is not our job to do that. Our job is to give the knowledge only, and then plant the seed. And the watering comes from not only what we have to say on a regular that we be talking about, but also what goes on within them, the person themselves. So you cannot awaken anybody. All we can do is just give the information. That's why we're here. Okay, we're here to give the information, to help if we can, but we're not here to awaken anybody and make them do anything. So my, thought and take on that is that, hey, things are going to change, obviously, but what side are you going to be on when that happens?
Right.
I've talked to people, I'm sure you have, for 10 years plus. I said, hey, my grandmother used to warn me of this time. She called it the fifth age. Okay. And she said,
that's like those Kali Yugas, right?
Mm-hmm. And right. And she also, warned us that, we don't get it right this time. This is it. And the reason, not getting off subject, but the reason I do love Richard Smith's books that I read is because, and that's what drew me to his books, was the fact that, of the universal extraterrestrial scenario of it. Most people don't even dive there. They don't even talk about that. But the reality of it is, do you think we're the only people in the universe? You got to be mad. So that's another element that comes into all of this. See?
Yeah, you're right. And that is one piece. I mean, some it gets a little hokey and spooky for some, but it was funny.
That's why we got stage spray. That's why we do that, honey.
Yeah.
And that's why
girl, we got that.
We got water.
Look, my stuff is over there, but I showed you my look. Oh no, that's my ginger beer.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, girl, we got everything.
Look, I didn't want to get up and reach it because I want to show everybody what I showed you last night. So, but anywho, there are so many things that are going on in cosmically. I was accosted today by a gentleman that was doing his damnedest to convert me to a Jehovah's Witness. Why I tried to get out of the car to get my grandson a card. And when he began to talk, I wanted to, I questioned him on if only 144,000 of you guys are going, to be saved or whatever, what happens? Because I said, it's surely, there's a lot have already gone, and there's more than 144,000 now.
I can give you offline. I will give you the numbers for that offline.
Well, he told me that those 144,000 were going to be taken up, and they were going to be ruling and reigning above, and The
Yeah.
other ones were going to be here. And so I interjected. I said, yeah, the spaceship is coming to get him, right? And so I don't think he got that because he was just hell bent on getting a sister converted. And it was just not happening. But it's just that cosmically, we don't pay attention to the signs in the heavens. And there are a lot of things. I listen to all alternative media sources because the things that mainstream media won't tell us, you'll hear about the fact that there have been a lot of sightings over Mexico and over, in Puerto Rico and different places. You'll find out what's happening in Arizona that they won't talk about because, they want us caught up in the distraction. And I don't want to go there because we're going to have Richard on. And so
that'll be good. Yeah, that'll be really
we can
good.
talk about that. But you know what? I mean, back to you. What is your biggest dream in your life?
Oh my gosh, my biggest dream is to continue on my path of building my businesses, to make sure that my family is financially secured. I want to travel again. I want to get back into that. I just want to be, just free, and I want to be, just in my own little world, so to speak. But I like to share myself with the world. Obviously, I'm on TV and I'm always out front, but I have my sanctuary here, and when I come home, I like to relax. And people that know me know I'm very simple. I just love my home. My children come and visit me, and I'm happy. I have my dog, and that's good. I'm good. Hopefully one of these days, maybe Allah will help me manifest, a king or a partner. I'm not looking for a supporter. Okay. I'm looking for a partner.
That's a public service announcement. So, PSA.
No, that's my dream, is to do that. I love business. I love building businesses. My spiritual daughter, she's awesome at doing that. We work together in everything we do. And we just running our business, and running it well. The only problem we have, sometimes are with, some of our people who, again, we already talked about that in the beginning. They say they want to do things and they don't keep it up. They'll start something and drop it. So when you do that in your life, that means it wasn't what you were supposed to do in the first place, because you have to love what you do. That's why my girlfriend and I, we still in business. We love what we do. We love our clients, so you have to love what you do. So find something you're good at. You may be good at money. You may be good at, loving somebody. You may be good at whatever it is, do it. Be good at it and do it. Honest to God, you will enjoy your life better. Nobody can make you happy though.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome too. You're currently the host of CME show on Moor TV. What is that show about, and how can we, support it or tune into it, or whether?
Okay, my show is basically a book reading show. You can tune in at the CME show at moortv.com, and you can see us on YouTube. Once we finish a season, just like what you do, we upload it to YouTube. It's a book reading show where I showcase books. I interview Moorish authors and, others that mostly pertain to the Moorish culture, such as Richard Smith and Peter Moon and others, Marambe Ami. We have local and national entertainers, during the season when I'm on. And of course, Noble Drew Ali told us that the most important thing in the hands of our people is to control our own press, literature, and media. So we're adding to that. We're currently in season 3, which was usurped because of the COVID-19 thing. And you guys saw me trying to be a studio producer right here, trying to video my book reviews. And it just got so cumbersome because a couple of days, the internet was down here because they're trying to put up 5G towers. And, so I couldn't upload my video. So I'm all tight because I don't like being late. You know how we are. I don't like being late. And it was taking 2 hours to upload. I was like, oh my God. So, I'll get back in the studio, I think next Monday on the 29th. So I'll have that done for me. I'll just sit there and look cute.
So you have a production that you do off site on another site, and guests can come in and so forth in studio.
Yes, we have live guests twice a year. We have it on Noble Drew Ali's birthday and one other time during the year. and that's it, you know. So, but once I, go national, whatever, well, then I'll have more help. And I'm just saying help because I'm not that fluffy person. I don't like people fussing all over me and putting no makeup and stuff like that. I'm not that person. So that will never happen. I know my son is cringing right now. He's going, "Oh, Mom, we're going to get you looking like Oprah." I love him to death. I swear. Wow. But, we also, like you mentioned, we came out with the digital newspaper about 3 months ago. And let me see if I have a copy of the front page of it here. You guys can see it. It's very nice. And we're just looking for more subscribers. It's $12.66 per year, $1, a little less than $1, a little more than $1 per month. Yeah. And we're just, this is just another project that we are offering our Moorish people and anyone who wants to write, giving our people an opportunity to do what other people are doing, and starting out at ground level and working your way up, becoming a writer. I'll be talking about a couple of my authors later on in the show, so I'll leave that for them. But I'm so proud of them. I mean, they started out and, most publishing companies wouldn't even look at our stuff, okay, let alone, publish it, but it's not them, I'm doing what Noble Drew told me to do, and that's it. So, but the writers are coming along so well, and they're so intelligent, and now the stories are taking more form, and they're flowing, and you can get involved, and it's like babies, so, it was the same feeling when you're teaching, that you've taught before. And, once you teach someone something and they come back and they say, "Hey, I did so-and-so, like you said, and it worked out perfectly." You're like, okay, my little baby, So, I'm just really proud of everything. And one other thing I wanted to say before I get off this subject matter about what I do at Moor TV, I just wanted to mention my other girlfriend in the part where I was saying that it's not easy. And that's Renee Dugay. I think I introduced you to her. You donated to her her company, which she is the CEO and director of Reborn and Rising. And she's also in collaboration with her implementing partner, investing in people in Africa. And what you guys see here is actually a plaque of the water well that she helped sponsor in Africa. And those people who donated to help restructure this water.
Tilt it forward.
Yes. Yeah. And like this. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Tilt the top forward. Yeah.
Okay, like
there
that?
You go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, then your name will be permanently inscribed on the outside of the water, station. So I have been getting people to donate even $1. We turn on the water faucet every day and we take showers. We get in there and we be in there for an hour. These people have to walk 4 and 7 miles just to try to get water. And then once they get there, there's no water. Okay. Or sometimes in their village in the morning, Renee did a whole video for the whole month she was there. It was amazing. We get up, like I said, we get in the tub. We got our little, spa tubs, and we get in there and splash around. Anytime we want, we just turn on the water and turn it off.
Right.
Get up. She didn't even have water to bathe with. Okay. And then when she did, she had to bathe in a bucket. So again, she's been so instrumental in helping not only our people, but our people all over the world. So I just wanted to give her a shout out because that's my homie, my sister too. She be all about, and she be bringing up the women too. And she started a new a walk for donations this past week. And I'm sure that you guys will see it on Facebook, but I'm gonna post it so that you can see it. And those of you who want to join her mission, all you have to do is get involved in walking for water and donation, and you can work your way up to be coming on the mission. I'm planning on going sometimes in March. I'm planning on getting myself out there and trying to do it. So I just wanted to mention that for her, and then also wanted to mention before I go back to you. I also share knowledge with local schools. I know you guys know Yusuf Ali El. He's the author that has wrote those children's books that I was talking about. And I have introduced those before the COVID to a couple of primary schools around where I live, and they were very receptive. And I bet you, when all this is over, they're going to be really receptive, because I have a lot of people now asking me, what books can I read to learn about, the history, the real history of this country? What books can I read about, so-called Black people? I got a lot of that, so time is now. The iron is hot. We need to strike. We need to strike with our children's books. We need to strike with Nationality, and we need to all come together in one accord to get the job done. Noble Drew Ali been dead for 128 years. Come on, people. It's disturbing. What's up? I'll wait. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah. So, I've been talking, like I said, to these sororities and fraternities, and they never heard of Nationality. So this is what I told them about Nationality. You Moors, I don't have to tell you about Nationality, but I'm just going to put it simple terms for the rest of the people that may be listening and never heard of the word. I told it to them like this. I said, I have a Cocker Spaniel. I said, what dog do you have? What dog do you have, Dr. G?
I have a Bichon Frise.
Okay. Well, I know one of my girlfriends, she has a German Shepherd. And I also know a girlfriend that has a Labradoodle. Why aren't they just called dogs? Your granddaughter bakes cakes. She bakes chocolate cakes. She bakes vanilla cakes. She bakes red velvet cakes. Does she not?
Yes, she does.
Aren't those nationalities?
Yes, they are.
See? So then they got it. But if I get up there and start talking about nationality, they looking at me like, they buzzing out. But when I finished, they were like, their mouth was hanging open. They were like, oh my God, I never thought about it like that. I said, yeah. So what are you? Are you, you calling yourself Black? There's no Black nation anywhere, and my mom, them, if you call them Black, they ready to fight.
Ready to fight.
They're ready to fight. So why are you doing it? Now, they were Negroes and colored folks, so we've been crayons and all this stuff for our whole entire existence over here. So we have got to stop that at least, because I'm so sick of hearing all the analogies about, oh, well, we're Black. It doesn't mean anything. Well, okay. I meant to bring my 1828 dictionary down here, and I forgot because I was trying not to be late. But you can turn to page 80 if you got one and read the definition of Black, please. And Moor is on the side of that. So if anybody that has an 1828 dictionary, please, validate my statement, please. So I don't have to go upstairs and bring it down.
I wanted to ask you, digress a bit and ask you back to the paper. The question that has arisen about publication of one's status, their paperwork, or some of the fact that they declared. Would CME News be a venue that Moors can utilize to? Would there be an area, for instance, if people want, like, so-called lawful notices? For just I think he used to charge us $1.50 to do that, to put their names in it. It's a publication. Okay, so all you have to do is put your name in a publication for 3 days, 72 hours, or whatever. So would CME News take those kinds of maybe think about considering a section for that?
Why not? That's our newspaper, is it not? What did he say? We control what?
The press.
Okay. What does it say on here? It say CME News.
That's right.
Okay, I say yes.
You hear that, because I know people have been asking, where can they, where can they make the public notice? So here you go.
Right on it, and we'll come up with 50 cents or something like that, because again, it costs.
I think they can give more than 50 cents.
Whatever. I'm just throwing it out there as a possibility. You know how we are. And I understand our people. But can't do this and can't do that, or at least they tell you that. But they'll stand in line in 30-degree below zero weather and buy, Jordans for $250. So sometimes I just don't want to hear it, so I just say, 50 cents, let it go. And then whatever we decide, then they have a choice to pay it or not, $1 or something, whatever. I don't know. But I'm saying, yes, it is possible. It can be done. So we'll get on that. We'll talk about that later.
Oh, good. Okay. So now that we know a little bit about you and, where you stand on several things, let's talk about nationality.
Yeah, well, again, like I said, nationality is very simple and easy once you know what it is. And before I start really talking about it, I want to give people some tools to work with. You know what I'm saying? Because we've been talking about this for years and years and years. Okay, and it's getting redundant and it's getting ridiculous because nobody wants to listen. All right. So what I'm gonna do first of all, before I get into what that is and all that other kind of good stuff, other than being simple, saying that everybody has a right to a nationality and what that really means. Here's a book that some of you might want to get. Nationality and Statelessness. I love this book because it goes into great detail about nationality and international law. Because a lot of people think that, oh, we're citizens and we're this. I hear all these debates all the time. We're this, we're that. But nobody ever says that they're more or that they have a nationality. So I'm not understanding the debates or the arguments. They're like moot. But this is one book.
And who is that book by?
This book right here is it was edited by Alice Edwards and Laura Van Wasp, but it's from actually Cambridge College. Okay, it's from Cambridge.
Lift it up just a little bit. Okay, move it a little bit to your right. There you go.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, beautiful book. I love it. It goes into deep nationality. And people need to start reading. Okay. This is why I started the reading show too, because the reading statistics for adult readers is just horrendous. I put it in all my books. I put it in the Black People Are Dead in Law book. It's in the Divine Simplicity series twice, day 1 and day 2. And day 3 will be coming out this fall. Okay, these are simple little small books that one of my authors in DC writes, and he's working on his 3rd one right now. And this is him and his mother. This one right here is his mother. And when he was a baby, she was reading to him. And this is his son now. Isn't that gorgeous?
Right.
Oh, I love it so much. And then he has his brother on his 3rd book. So this is a series. It's going to be a series of 6. But he's one of my talented authors. And then my other author who wrote the Black People Are Dead in Law, Issa Rael. And he's also out of Washington, D.C. And, so those books on nationality. Oh, and then, of course, I can't forget my brothers. Moor is a Nationality, by El Amir Majudajid and Mansu Shyam. They're from the Mirakush Society. And I've gotten all of their books over the years. Okay. And then they have Moor as a Race. I don't know where that book went, but this was Moor as a Nationality and Moor as a Race. Okay. Now, for me, I hate reading to people except for when I'm on a reading show because in training, I hate people to read to me too. So that's why I wanted to give people some tools to work with so they can purchase their own books and read for themselves and teach yourselves and each one teach one, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, I got a lot to say. So it's going to be, we might be here at 2:00. Another book that I like is Mayat, The 11 Laws of Mayat. Of God, the 11 laws of God. I always say the 11 laws of Mayat. You got that, Dr. G?
I got some Mayat stuff over here. So
okay, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
Here we go.
Okay, yeah. This book, yeah, there you go. Perfect, yes, okay, yeah.
We got a lot to say.
Yeah, we do, all the same stuff. Yeah, but that's good because, see, when I come there, like what we were talking about, and we do something on the East Coast, then I don't have to bring my library. I'll use yours, and then you can get it. Okay. I was thinking about that today. I said, I'm gonna tell her, because I was thinking, I was like putting it out in the others. I was like, we can do a huge event on the East Coast, and we just bring out everybody. Then I thought, I'm not gonna ship my library. What if it gets lost? And I said, oh no, sister, I got a library. I sure did. I swear. I
don't have your rare books though. You have very.
Yeah, well, when you come here, I'll share those with you, but I will not be sharing those with everybody. I have tons of rare books, but again, that would be something that if we ever built a Moorish library specifically, or a high-end bookstore, that I would have it like in enclosed cases where people, with the oxygen coming out, you come in and breathe with thing on with the gloves and stuff. That's the only way that they would ever see those books. Now, my soulmates and my sisters, you can see the books. Nobody else. No, because those books are rare. I searched the world for them, and I got a series of one of the books. I got all five, which was a rarity. And, you know, yeah, I'll take a picture of them and everybody be drooling. We'll take $20,000 for that.
Right.
But anyway, Maya, okay. I'm coming to yours because I want you to read me something out of here, by the way. This book right here, The Art of Deception and Critical Thinking. This book with Ego is the Enemy is my go-to books. This one right here. Love this book. I think Katari L, my other sister, I don't know if she's on tonight. I forgot to even, tag her on this because I've been so busy. I've been off of Facebook for about a month because I'll tell you guys why. Similar to what you're saying about everything going on in the world, I was just really inundated with all that heavy emotional, frequency all over me. So I was saging myself daily. That's why you see all this stuff here on my desk, my crystals. My pyramid back there, it was working overtime. And I told Katari, I said, I just can't do my weekly book reports right now, and I know people understand because I did put a disclaimer on the book, the Noble 7 book page. I just told them I really can't do it right now. I mean, it's hard, but then my heart is not in it. I can't do anything if my heart is not in it. And if my heart wasn't in it, not because I didn't want to do it, but because of what was going on in the world and how it made me feel on certain days. That's why I had to get off Facebook. Facebook would drive you nuts. So I just had to leave that alone. But anyway, get this book.
Now, I was also, I was able to find that particular one on Scribd, Scribd.com. Really? Yeah, I found when the sister posted that you had recommended it. Okay. Now, before I purchase anything, even though I still, if I really get into a book, I feel like I want to have the physical copy. I can, but to be able to go, for $9.99 a month, now I can find almost any book. Like you shared a book with me last night that was 700 and some pages. I can't remember, but I haven't.
The Dumbing Down of America.
The Dumbing Down of America. I found that 700 and some page book on Scribd, which I already paid $9.99 a month to access. So I've got the book now. I've got the art, of that one. And so, yeah, I always look there first because if it's there, I can get right into it.
See, I would love for all the parents to really read that book. Seriously. Once you're in it, maybe you can start, letting them know about that book, because that book, and I think Katari, again, I have to mention her name because she buys every book I tell her to buy. And we have serious discussions about that. But, she bought that book because she was a principal and teacher. She was administrator in school. And it was years ago when I told her to buy that book. She was like, thank you for telling me. I said, yeah, she went all the way up the ranks and never knew about that book, but she loves that book. And like I told you that some teacher was on CBS doing that same, smash civil, critical thinking skills on the little kids, and I was like, oh my God, that was in that book. We're still using the same, schemes on us, miseducating our children, and we still sending them to the schools.
Yeah, our children have been done a great disservice.
Yeah, and we haven't been any help.
No.
So, I told one of my clients today, I said, she's younger than me. And I told her, I said, I need to apologize to you. She said, why, Auntie Cynthia? I said, because I let you down. I said, we have all let you all down. I said, because now y'all raising up these crazy kids. And I said, everybody was chilling and doing their own thing and thinking everything was cool when we knew it wasn't. And I said, we still doing the same thing. Now y'all growing up, doing the same old stuff. I said, it has got to stop. She said, you're right. I said, okay, let's make it happen. Go home and take care of your children. Tell them who they are. Let them start reading books. I was reading since I was 3, And, my grandmother always told me a house without books or a library is a house without a soul. She used to say that all the time. So, but here's another good book, The Legal Status of the Negro. Everybody needs to get that. Okay. The Legal Status of the Negro. I love this book. This book, all my tabby things. This book is amazing as far as explaining to you the history, explaining to you about the legal status as well as the education, how they did the educational process with us. Okay, this also is a good book too, The Negro Project.
You can look that one up and take it up. Yeah, there. That's
The Negro Project. Y'all know what this was, right?
no, I don't.
This one, Margaret Sanger's The Diabolical
Planned Parenthood.
Disastrous and Deadly Plan for Black America. People really need to read this. Yeah, see? So,
She looks like the witch on The Wizard of Oz.
She probably was. She probably was. That's probably where they got her from. You know? And then this book right here, 1919, A Year of Racial Violence. I think that, you know, all the books like Black Wall Street, I got all those books over there. I mean, I got over 100 books over there on my table. But Black Wall Street, do you know half the people in this country have never heard of Black Wall Street? They never even heard of, it was 1986 for Philadelphia, the movement or whatever, when they came over and got them bombed them out of their homes, over 500 police officers, and I forget, 50,000 rounds of ammunition was used on our people in 90 minutes. You see?
With a melanated mayor.
Yeah, oh yeah, what was his name? Thomas Jefferson or something like that. Good Senior or something, yeah. Can you believe that? I couldn't believe that. Oh my God. You know, and when I'm talking to people too, I always used to, you know, I always say, you know, talking to people is a great privilege and it's very dear to my heart. But many times it's a painful privilege, you know, painful because I know truth hurts, you know, and, but it's still a privilege. All right. But, you know, the message that I wanted to talk about tonight was, you know, nationality a little bit and living without thinking. The only reason I put the living without thinking in there is because as you've been getting calls, I've been getting calls with people trying to meditate all of a sudden. And what I mean by that, they text me stuff like, hi, Cynthia. I'm trying to learn how to meditate, but I can't get my mind to stop thinking. So I would ask them a question. I said, get your mind to stop thinking. I said, you can't get your mind to stop thinking, can you? I said, the answer to that is no. I said, but what you can do is you can quiet your mind, learn how to quiet your mind by breathing exercises. And I said, I used to do a trick with the kids when I wanted them to get down on their knees or get down and sit on something. You know, I just tell them to push their shoes underneath their bed far at night. And then in the morning when they needed their shoes, what do they need to do? Get on their knees to get the shoes, right? So stay down there for 5 minutes and calm yourself. Think about something. Be quiet, you know. But most people, they ask me this 1,000 times a day. Well, how do you meditate? When I was in my house, what I did was I took half of my walk-in closet and I just took a little table and I took a little, you know, the pillows, they're right in here. But I had those pillows in there and I put them on the floor like this. And then I was sitting there in my closet with my closet door shut and meditate. And I get up at 3:33 every morning. So I go outside here and sit underneath this tree on the bench with me and Ori in the mornings. And I meditate at that time because it's quiet. There's no one out in the world. Me and the ancestors going at it. See? So I was trying to explain to them about meditation and for everyday living. I have books on that. I have books on astrology because, again, as sisters, we need to get back into that. Astrology and cosmology and learning all our birth charts, how to read. And, you know, we talked about that last night. We would leave that alone. But, we need to get back to all of that. Our ancestors knew what that was all about, and we got persecuted for that. But that's what we need to get back to, waiting and meditating. And I always give them stuff out of here, but one of the questions I wrote in this book is, it says, the question is not about whether someone is or not channeling. The question is, what am I channeling? See, and I wrote that one day when I was, you know, meditating. I was thinking, because a lot of people, like they say, they can't meditate. Well, no, you are meditating. You just have to quiet yourself long enough to understand and get the message, or the downloads, as I call it. Okay. And then I just wrote, I am empowered by everything. And so again, meditation was mostly described as a no mind and no thinking. No, it's just stealing the mind so that you can think. That's what meditation is about. So, I'm just excited about that. So before I go on, I'm sure people are sleeping or eating popcorn or something, listening to me talk on and talk on. You want to read me one of your poems out of the book that I told you I wanted you to read for me today? The Nationality one. Can you do that?
Nationality.
Yeah. You read last night to me, the Nationality one. Remember?
The one about that long one that I've been doing at the end of that was not in the book. That was for the next book. I don't think I read. Yeah, the one about. Yeah, the one that's not in that book. That one's slated.
Oh yeah, that was your new one. Oh, I love that one. I love that one. What did I love in here? I love in this one here. Just stay the inner healer. The love one. That's what I loved. Love is. Yeah, that's really good. I'll read it. I'll read it myself.
That was one of my earlier. That was an early.
Quantify what it was. People.
That was an earlier poem. I'm trying to think. That was something I probably wrote in the 90s. That particular poem. The beginning poems are older.
Yeah, but you know what?
I was surprised that
they're priceless.
Well, what really struck me with that one, the one you told me that you like, is that a young lady who used to be a part of the ministry when I was a pastor, when she was expecting her child, who's probably now about 5 or 6 years old, maybe or more now, she told me that she read this poem to her baby, to her son, while he was in her womb every day. She read this poem to him, and to her, while he was in utero, and it's called Love Is. It's very simple. I guess I feel like it's very simplistic, but it says, love is the color of sunrise, beautiful and clear. It's the feeling I get whenever you're near. Love is the essence of what we're to do. You to love me and me to love you. Love is the sound of rushing waters cascading over a rock. It's your presence that makes my heart go tick tock, tick tock.
Yeah.
Love is the essence of what we're to do. You to love me and me to love you. Love is the taste of the sweet nectar of life that refreshes and nourishes and causes no strife. Yes, love is the essence of what we're to do. You to love me and me to love you.
I love that. See, God,
that was so simple. That was so early in my poetry game that
Oh my God. No, I just appreciate you in my life so much right now. And it's, for me, it's a noble calling, to truly be a messenger of the Creator. Why? Because, you have to say the opposite of what the masses, want to hear 90% of the time. And in thinking seriously again about my responsibility, my commitment to my responsibility as a sister, I asked, myself, Cynthia, what is it that you, really want to do? Okay. What effect do you really want to have on the people, on, the Creator's people? Because I hate to say my people. I hate that word, just like I hate the word poor. The only thing that came into my mind at that time was, 2 years ago, was the completion of my 2 books that I shared with you guys, the Black People Are Dead in Law and the 2 Divine Simplicity series books. All about healing of the Moorish body as a collective. The information in the books are just amazing. They're non-traditional books. They don't have any contents in them. I did not want any contents in them because I know most Moors, when they get the information or want information, not saying all Moors, so don't get in your feelings, they go to what they feel a remedy is versus reading the whole information. And I feel like right now, at this time, we need to read the whole information so that we can get right. I cannot believe with all the intelligence that we have in this movement that we cannot move an inch forward. So I'm throwing down the gauntlet to everybody that's even in earshot. And if you're not in earshot, when you hear this message or somebody told you what Cynthia said. Okay. We need to come together. We need to unify quickly before it's too late. So I put it out there. I said it is resonating in the others. Okay. And it's our responsibility to make that happen. I don't care if it's just one person, like we're starting, get it together. We help each other. Okay. Everybody helps each other but us. Our dollars, again, flow rotates or whatever you want to call it, 0 times in our community. I said, let me repeat it. It rotates 0 time in our community. And that's a shame. That is totally a shame. So I'm hoping that we all can get together with all our brilliant talents. It's the same with this COVID-19 mess. Why are we listening to 2 doctors? I don't understand that. Out of all the world experts in everything, but see, that proves to you right there the control that's in the media, the control that's in the news, corporations, that they're just, giving out the fear message, message. Yeah. See, so, I just want for us to do better and, come together and start, supporting each other, support all Black businesses. And, we're doing that right now. But then what I see 99% of the time, we'll do it for a month. Look at Starbucks. Let's just talk about them for a moment, shall we? What happened last year with the 2 boys that couldn't go to the bathroom? They spent millions of dollars on diversity training. Remember that?
Oh, there was 2 sitting in Philadelphia. Mm-hmm. They were having a meeting in Starbucks, and I don't know whether they had any coffee or not, but they were in
the restroom. They were sitting there having a meeting, but one of them got to go, and the girl said, "No, you can't go to the bathroom or something." I forget exactly how that went, but most people would know. You can Google it, but to be correct, that is. But they were kicked out of Starbucks. And remember, Starbucks, the CEO and all them came down, and they fired the manager. They they had all this diversity training going on, and now then when Black Lives Matter started here recently, they told their employees they couldn't wear the Black Lives Matter T-shirt. Remember? And then yeah, they said that, and then 2 days later they changed tune because everybody in the world was talking about Black Lives Matter.
But you know what? Cynthia, I want to interject there. We I hear we slip up and say some things and all of that. But I want the viewers to know that that Black, when you're saying that our Black businesses, or if you're saying certain things, you're using that phrase as a catch-all. But we have to get back to we need to correct ourselves, and so we can correct the people. I don't know what to call it, melanated businesses,
whatever. Yeah, it's just
whatever
hard
they are,
when you
whatever they are. But because BLM is not, and I have a video out there on YouTube on the office hour.
Who runs all that? Yeah,
the official House of Awakening Minds page. There is a piece I did about it called "Who Do Black Lives Matter To?"
Nobody.
And I speak to and address the fact that this is not, this is not our movement. This is not about us. There are other things that are going on, and this is a cover. And more and more, if you pay attention to who's in the forefront, like for instance, today, I listen to the news other than CBS, NBC, and all that crap because I need to hear an alternative. And they were ranting. I think I listen to Rush Limbaugh a lot. I don't necessarily agree with them, but I can hear the other side. And they were speaking about the fact that the major supporters of the BLM are actually college educated Caucasian women. That 80% are college educated Caucasian women who are supporters of and funding, and they're raising funds for this Black Lives Matter movement. And 95% of these 80% are millennial age. So this is the younger people are being deeply influenced to be a part of this. I don't know what it is. I have no idea I can't tell you what it is, but I damn sure can tell you what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
As they said, it ain't got a dang thing to do with you and me.
No.
And so I'm wondering how far that this, Amanda, Amanda, I hear you. Amanda Siegel said, "Count me out." I love her. Yeah, yeah. But seriously, but the fact of the matter is, we have got to take a step back. And Sister Katira, when she was giving her astrological forecast today, she was saying that this very thing that we move very quickly without thinking. So when you start to react, our reactions, we're very reactionary, and when you jump on a bandwagon, before you jump on a bandwagon full of dynamite, and you're blown up. So before you jump on a bandwagon, you need to stop and think, am I comfortable where I am? And do I need to get on that? And what is this situation really about? Let me investigate this, and so forth and so on. And we get, because our emotions will get us into trouble. But if if we study, study first to know who. I think nationality has to go beyond just the mere paperwork and it has to start.
It's deep. It's deeper. It's so deep
because we've been so disconnected from our true pedigree and heritage that we're desperate to be somebody, that we're willing to become anybody but who we are.
Yeah. I just, it's really amazing. It's really amazing. So, but I agree with you 100%. Nationality is a deep subject matter, and I always think, how are we gonna, get these people to really take a look at it? And that's why I go out and I just talk about it. And to my surprise, a lot of people never heard of it. A lot of people, but they are receptive. Now, I thought for sure that the sororities would never they would probably kick me out and tar and feather me, but they didn't. I guess because I have a relationship with them, first of all, and then plus they know that I'm a Moor, but they didn't know quite what that meant, or they knew about the word nationality, but they never thought about it or said it. So when I got up to speak, and after I spoke, they all came to me and they were very receptive of it. And they invited me actually to their convention in June in Atlanta, but because of the COVID, that had to be delayed as well. But that's a huge stage. So
that's a platform that you have to take advantage of. The same thing with Brother Abdullah, with the books that he's written, being now the various Masonic lodges and orders have welcomed him to their conventions. And these are audiences that if they get it, if they really get it,
their platforms are huge.
They can spread this out. And I think what we have to do is take it out of the realm of the desperados that are just trying to escape out of being incarcerated. I'm not saying everybody, but I'm saying that's how they look at it. That's why I was saying about the book. Not seeing it like those people. No, it's us.
Yes. I think I love that. Yeah. And because that was exactly what I was trying to convey, is that, we need to do that desperately and quickly, because enough is enough. Okay. If you're not going to put in the work to read or to research and, not just listen to what we have to say, but figure it out on your own too. Take what we say, write copious notes if you have to, but we've been talking, so get the books, spend money. I spend 99% of my money, other than my house and stuff, on books. Why? Because they educate me.
Knowledge is power.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And didn't Taj say something about knowledge is power? No, he was saying, what did he say? I think he said something about, if you don't have knowledge or something, I think it was the Bible verse that I have in the book about.
It says, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. But they have rejected it. It's not that knowledge isn't available. The rejection of knowledge. And most of these groups that we're talking about that reach these so-called, bourgeoisie, elitist statuses, they think that this stuff is beneath them. When this is the very thing that's keeping their heads just bumping the ceiling, but they're never going to break the ceiling because they're, yeah.
And there was a Delta TV producer there. Oh boy, she was sitting in the front. She was the MC. And I mean, after I got off, she was like, "Oh my goodness." She says, that was really sharp. She said, and I thought she was going to sit down and let in further conversation, but she went back and sat down. She didn't say anything, but everybody else came back. I met this young man. I want to mention him because it was really a strange serendipity, synchronicity type moment. After I got off stage speaking at the Delta event, I went back and sat at my table. And this young man was sitting there, and he sort of scooted over. He says, "Excuse me, ma'am." He says, "I just finished listening to your presentation." And he says, "You said everything that I've always thought." Now, he's from Hawaii. He's Hawaiian, an actual Hawaiian, but he was in Houston at the time. He was with family. He was taking a walk down the street. We had this convention in a church, one of the big churches here in Houston. And he just came into church and came into the meeting and sat down, and he listened to the presentation. And after I was finished, that's when he told me, he says, "You said everything that I knew about nationality." You know what he said? He says, "We have been colonized in Hawaii." He says, "We no longer can speak, our language in certain places." He says, "And the colonizers came and took our culture away from us." And he was telling me all these things and how he was wanting to write a book. And so I was just listening. I just listen. I don't get in, interject when people are talking to me. But he was telling me I always wanted to write a book. And so I said, "You know what?" I said, "What's your name?" He says, "My name is JR." I said, "Okay, JR, my name is Cynthia." And I said, "I do have a publishing company." I said, "I'd be more than happy to take a look at your manuscript if you have one." He says, "No, ma'am." He says, "I just have notes." He says, "I have thousands of notes." And so I told him, I said, "Okay, well, if you trust me with your notes, what I'll do for you is I'll develop your manuscript for you if you send me all of your information." So this boy started sending me all of his poems, his writings, and so I started putting it together in a manuscript form. I'm still working on that because I'm doing that it's a love gift, and I just don't want to burden myself, So I'm almost done with that. So I will have a Hawaiian author pretty soon, and he's back over in Hawaii right now. So he'll text me. Mm-hmm.
Did you? Wait, maybe you didn't want. Did you inform him that Hawaiians are Moors also?
Well, he knows that by the speech that I gave. Yes, and he already knew all that. He said, "I knew that in my heart," and he already knows because he's been colonized over there.
Right.
They can't. And I forget how, he gave me some more information about that. It just blew my mind, but it wasn't foreign to me because of what we go through here. So, but he's intelligent. He's young. He's a father. So I'm working on his book. I got a new mother here in Houston that I put an ebook. She did an ebook and put it up on Noble 7. And she's a stay-at-home mom, so she did like 10 ideas or reasons why mothers, how they can make their day easier. So she did that, and we're just moving along. I'm doing a lot of collaborations with a lot of different authors, and Richard Smith is one, Peter Moon is the other. I'm trying to get Miranda Ami to. He loves me, so he'll do it too. But my goal is to also be able to sell other authors' books, like that other box company that we won't mention. But that's my goal, and to collaborate with as many people as we can in order for business and branding and stuff like that.
Yeah, got to get the Thoughtarian in your hands too.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what yeah. You are amazing. I don't know what you be talking about half the time, but people, this is her book, and it's amazing. It's full of poetry and writings and everything, and I'm just so in love with it. I keep it by my desk. She thinks I'm crazy, but I love this book.
Yeah, the foreword was written by Grand Sheikh Taj Tariq Bey. You noticed that?
Well, yeah, of course. Taj is my brother. What can I say? I mean, he is just amazing. So, yeah. So, I'm very protective of that. So, Yeah, but
But there might be some people listening that are, have the very same thing. They've been writing. They have notes and things that could constitute a book, and perhaps they might want to contact you and
yeah,
contract.
they can contact me, and then and to answer your question, so that they can get a head start on something like that. If they have a computer, most people do nowadays, so I shouldn't even have to say that. But just in case you don't have one, you can use your phone, like Jr. does. He sends it to me in a text. It's long as heck, but so what? I still get it. He does have an email, but I guess sometimes it's hard for him to get on the internet where he lives on the island. So he'll text it to me. It gets faster than the email.
Right.
But as far as people wanting to learn how to write, just sit down and write your story. You don't have to worry about spelling. You don't have to worry about no format or anything. Just write and type it. Just type it, just like you're telling the story. And tell your story. It's your legacy. What are you gonna leave here when you leave? You're gonna leave something, but you ain't gonna leave much, because I ain't never seen a U-Haul behind a hearse.
That's a good one.
Seriously, I've never seen a U-Haul run behind a hearse, because you can't take it with you. When you're gone, and everything here is still here. So why not just go for it? Just go for it. Write. And if you need any assistance, just go to noble7publications@gmail.com. Go to the contact page, contact me, say, hey, Cynthia, I'd like to talk to you about, what it would take for me to write a book. Hey, Cynthia, I'd like to publish a book. Hey, Cynthia, how do I type a manuscript? It's real easy. Just do 2 spaces and regular margin on 8.5, times New Roman 12 point and get it done.
So that's Noble 7
Publications.
Yeah.
At gmail.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did not get that up there on the.
Yeah. And then also, if anybody out here, y'all know I have a lot of businesses going on. So if any of y'all out here that wants to start their own company, you can contact my daughter, Mary Balabe. We have a consulting company, very prestigious one, I might add. But we're offering our services, for minimal amounts to our people, so that's another avenue. Most of y'all be trying to start a business. You have no clue. You don't even do the first thing. You don't write a business plan. You don't do a feasibility study. You do nothing. You just open up a spot and get busy, and paperwork everywhere. You ain't making no money. You're still trying to hang in there to pay the bills. Come on now. Contact us, growabundantly.com, whatever. Call me. Contact us anytime.
Growabundantly.com.
Yes. And we'll get back to you quickly. Yes. And we've done this. We've been doing it. So, that's part of our consulting, because again, people need that. And see, and I hate to bring it up again, but it's like, our people, we don't trust each other for some reason. I don't know why, but that's a huge, what you call barrier. You need to learn how to let other people that know what to do show you. It's not that you know less. I don't know everything. I tell everybody, I don't know. I have thousands of books. I read thousands of books. I still don't know everything. There's no way for me to do that. But I have the sense enough to know that to listen when someone else is speaking to me. And then if I hear something that, doesn't resonate with me or whatever, I don't chew you out for it. I go, I write that down. And don't you think I don't go Google it or go to some library to find it out. You see, but we want to embarrass people in public, and I hate that. I hate that with a passion. I never do that. I would never do that. And I call people out now. I check them. When they do that to us, we the only people on the internet to do that. We the only ones to do that. We want, as soon as a Moor says anything, another one would come on and say, well, that's not true. No, it wasn't like that. So what? Why do you have to even mention it? And that's why I always tell people, do not debate me on anything I have to say, because again, if you haven't read 7 books, and this is going into July next week, then you have nothing to say to me. I've read my 7 books for this year. You see what I'm saying? And the reason I'm saying that is because it takes 52 of them for you to become a multimillionaire. So And I'm already a multimillionaire. I don't have to be one, but I'm trying to go to the billionaire, okay, or whatever, knowing that they notes, yeah, they are. But I'm talking about, forward thinking and what we can build if we just did it together. Just think of all the collective knowledge that we have. I mean, my gosh.
Yeah, right. I reposted today something that I made a year or so ago, and it basically just says, let me let you be. In other words, then I was trying to tell the brother that was trying to convert me, you have a right to be and believe what you do, but let me be who I am. You have to give people that, well, you don't have to give you, we owe each other that consideration, that we may not always agree, but it doesn't mean either are wrong.
No, you don't have. I'm not mad at you because we're not the same. We weren't created the same either, so we're not going to be the same. I don't want to be like everybody else.
There's a lot of, even though there could be a lot of similarities, we're still different. I mean, you and I were in the studio last night having a ball for a couple hours as a recording, and we started bringing out stuff, and we had like the same things. You know what I mean? We were bringing out pyramids and this and that, and tarot cards, and so
we had the same thing.
We had the same things. We just pulled up the 11 laws of God. We just you find out that there's synchronicity with certain, as you said, with certain people, and you click, and with those that we have such a thing as soul groups. And normally, and even within soul groups, what I've learned is that even in a soul group, it does not mean that the relationships are harmonious, because the soul group may be formed, there are protagonists and antagonists in a soul group for whatever purpose a lesson is being taught and learned by the particular players in the group. So at some point you may be very, antagonistic, and you may be very disgruntled and whatever, but that's the role that you signed on to play, yet you are in the soul group of the person that you're antagonizing. And in the spirit realm, it's like, hey, did you see how we did that? You could have played that part better. Oh, next time. And it's like that. And we don't even see that. We just get crushed and hurt right here, right now, like this is the be all end all, when this is just an act. This is just, playing out or acting out the roles that we picked, this time before we were incarnated again after, multiple times.
Yeah, and I know this is my last round because I was given my 333, and that equals 9. That means completion. I am done. Soon as my job is done over here, I'm out of here. Okay, I'm going back to Zircon. And that's what I used to say when I was a kid. My mama used to say, Cynthia, I had you. I don't know where you come from. And I used to say, I come from Zircon. And she'd be looking at me, just shaking her head. But I showed you my crystal collection. I've had crystals for years and years and years. Well, I also have crystal books. And this is the weirdest part for me because I am a studious reader. Okay. I always used to say I come from Zircon. I never knew if there was a planet called Zircon. I thought I made that up in my head for years. They even said that at my mom's transition, if you want to look at the streaming, that everybody knew my family, that's what, used to transpire when she said that she had me. She didn't know where I come from. So one day last month, was it last year or the year before last, I looked in my crystal book and guess what I found? A crystal called Zircon.
Zircon, yeah.
And I said, well, if there's a crystal called Zircon, there has to be a planet called Zircon.
Hey, what?
But the whole reason I get out of bed every day, the whole reason, I go on the air and speak to, millions of people all over the world, it's my life. It's my life's journey, on this planet. I'm a spiritual being. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's what I came here to do. So, I've been reading since I was 3 years old. And, we always had a library in our home. I still have one in my home to this day, And I told you what my grandmother used to say about that, Your home don't have a library in it. It doesn't have a soul. So you better get some soul in your house. Okay?
We have some questions here. Someone said, I thought she said a pistol collection. Well, Are
What?
you? Aren't you? Aren't you?
I do have a pistol collection.
'Cause
Oh, yes, I
you
do.
aren't you a gun trainer? I'm
Oh,
thinking
yeah, a weapons trainer.
weapons trainer.
Oh, I got all kind of weapons around here. Oh, well, I don't want to show. Maybe that'll be another show, okay?
Yeah. So you actually you have to come get some lessons.
Yeah, and archery as well. I'm very
Archer, archer,
mm-hmm.
archer.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
They call me Robin Hood down here. Silent.
So,
Yeah.
Master God Squad says, does Moabite woman Cynthia Martin know anything on doing family trusts?
Well, yes and no. I'm not proficient at that, so I wouldn't, take on a client for that. But I do know people that would do that to perfection. So my answer would be yes and no. Yes, that I do know someone that can handle that for you, and no, I do not do that. Okay. I don't have time to do it. I mean, I've read about trust. I understand how they work. But to actually sit down and do that, it takes someone that can also, teach you how to manage that as well. And because I do mostly corporate training, soft skill stuff and business development, then I don't have time for trust. It is well, those of you who have one know it takes expertise. Yeah. And you got to have it done correctly. You just can't go out and listen to everybody and trust them with doing something that important. And like I said, I don't do it personally, but I do know someone who could help you with that. At least point you in the right direction. Let's put it like that. And it's good that we have one, by the way, y'all. Mm-hmm. And make sure that if you don't have a will or anything like that, make sure that you go ahead and type something up now and get that in your box or whatever you plan on leaving, because our people are notorious for not having that done. I mean, notorious for not having it done. And when you leave something, when you leave here and you transition and you don't have that done, that goes to the state. They already been taking stuff from you for the rest of your life. And then you're going to allow your family to suffer and let whatever little stuff you do have go to the state. If you have a bank account, we may not have a bank account pretty much longer, but you got one now. So go and get a POD, which stands for pay on death, and get that signed up and give it to whoever you want to leave your money to. But then also, just get your business in order. That's what I'm trying to say, and get it done no matter how minimal do you do it. And what I mean by that, you don't have to necessarily have a lawyer. It's good to have one, but what are we going to use one for? We already know what they're all about. So again, we need to stick together. We need to have these types of things, like what you were saying. We need to come together and sort of say, okay, who do we know that do the trust? Mm-hmm. Who do we know that do this? And then come up with a list of those professional people that we can refer people to. Right. We could talk about that offline, because I think that is a great idea. And you guys that are listening, come on, chime in. What do you think about that? We, like I said, collectively, what was that saying I used to say for my diversity count? Hold on. Yeah. Go ahead and talk. I'll be right back. I'm just going right here to get my calendar, because we coined a saying and I can't remember it because I got other things on my mind, but just a moment.
Yes, listen, hope you all are enjoying this candid interview with my sister, Cynthia Martin L. As I said, she and I have become very close, and I appreciate the knowledge and the wisdom that she brings, and all of her energy. And she's back here, and I know, some few people have commented on your sweatshirt too. I love your sweatshirt. Yeah,
hey, we were just being cool today. We both came in our sweatshirt. I came home, I changed my shirt real quick, and I said, and then my sis came down. She was like, "Oh no, what?" I said, "Oh my God, look at us! We look like twins." Well. All right, y'all. Here's the saying, okay? Because I had to make it right, because I didn't want to get the wording wrong. But this was our slogan for our diversity council, and when I worked for Compass Group, and I'm gonna show it to you in just a second. But it says, "The power of many with the spirit of one."
I like that.
I like it too. But here it is. Here's my picture, and here I am right there. Can't see me, but there I am. seeing this.
In the black with the white collar?
Huh?
With the white collar?
No, with the black right here. Right here.
Yeah.
Right here. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, but that was our slogan back then. You know, I love that. Don't you guys like that?
Mm-hmm.
The power of many with the spirit of one. Isn't that what we're just talking about?
Right.
You see? And I think that's so powerful. Think about it. Like I said, we have a lot of knowledge collectively among us. We have tons and tons of knowledge. I think we need to get that knowledge organized. Okay?
And we need to do the same thing, I think, sis, with businesses, because there are so many now that are coming out and like, you know, we do recommendations. Like, for instance, I mean, my hair, I didn't know. I was talking to my brother and sister, Mia and Antonio Bay, who have 720 blends. And we were talking about hair, and Mia recommended Cordoba Organics to me. Cordoba Organics is the business that's run by I don't want to call her consort. I'm sorry, the consort of brother the Tears. His wife has a business, and I've been using her product in my hair for the last couple months, and my hair was growing like wildfire from these natural, you know, from her Rosemary's Baby and her her apple cider vinegar shampoo conditioner. I mean, it is making. I get my hair done, and within a week, it's growing out again.
Oh, you know, rice water. And my spiritual daughter Mo here in Houston, she's a hairdresser as well. She made chocolate drops, and it's coffee drops. I put that in my scalp, and see, my hair is just growing all the way down my back again.
Right.
I'm gonna let it. It used to be down there. I'm gonna let it grow all the way back, and then I'm gonna cut it again because it gets hot here in Houston. But I'm
our sisters and brothers that are doing things like this. They have products and services that
we need to get that all
we need to package that and say, look, go to this is the directory, and go to, you know, the Moorish business directory. I mean, they're trying to, you know, do blackouts and all that. You know, I want to do melanin ins.
And then another thing I wanted to say too is anybody interested, because, you know, I put out a lot of opportunities, and let me tell you, I get 0 to maybe 1 or 2 bites, and it's ridiculous because I put out my team put out a ad about, you know, do you want to advertise with the big TV? We have that platform. You know, you want to advertise with, you know, BET, VH1, all of we have that platform already built. Okay. Right. What we need is dedicated people who want to work or whatever, you know. So if you're out here and you in the earshot of the voice that I'm trying to speak to you this evening, please, if you're interested in, you know, editing for film, you know, we had on schedule this year, we were going to do films this year. Everything is at a standstill right now, but the opportunity still exists. Okay. We need producers. We need everything, you know, so the opportunities are there. But like I said, we're not quitting. We will never quit. So no matter how long it takes us, we're building. So get on board, help us out.
Yeah, we need to help. You know, I mean, I don't know about you, you know, because I know you said you just said that this is your last time around, you know, your last rodeo before you go to Zircon, when you go up to Zircon, you know. But we have, I had figured out 120. I was going to stay around till I was 120 this time. I don't know. Oh, this time?
Yeah.
Well, then I'll be going back before you leave.
But you know who told me that? And this is a weird synchronicity too in my life. I was a convention service director at the Holiday Inn and was doing a bridal something. And, you know, the bartender that do the bar, you know, bartend for all the big events. He was like an Indian guy. And I was down there, and he looked at me and he walked over to me, and I'm thinking, what does he want? I said, yes, can I help you? He says, give me your hand. And I gave him my hand, and he looked at it, and he says, you're going to live to 300. And I'm thinking, you idiot, you know, but I had never had anybody do that to me. And he was serious, and he just walked back to the bar. And ever since that day, that's why I say 300, because he said that, and he says, you're going to have a long, lustrous life, and you're going to live to 300. And so,
well, the sister said it today. I keep going back to Katira. because I checked it. I mean, I did a watch party, and she said, what's happening now is we're going to people are going to be living much, much longer. She said, you know what? She even mentioned like up to 900 years. People are going to be living longer. She said, and she also talked about, it was funny. She said, strange things are going to happen. She said, like, for instance, she said, like, if the White House burns up, she said, but it won't be, she said, because our ancestors want us to know that they're with us and they have our back, and they're doing it. She said, who are you going to blame when it's the ancestors? They already died, and you can't
do it every morning.
Right.
I told them, I said, y'all suffered, and y'all hear our cries down here. All we need is just know that you're there, and they let me know they're there. I ain't worried about they there.
Right. They say that we have the tyranny that we're going through, that we have we are our ancestors' return in many instances to work out and deal with the karmic issues that are taking place right now. As the old folks said, trouble don't last always, and you're not always there. You might be down sometime, but at some point the pendulum swings the other way and you're up. And so I think we're on the upswing, but the thing of it is we have to be careful not to get caught up in the same selfish, greedy, all of that stuff that took us down.
That doesn't excite me. That never has. But like you said, and that goes back to what we were talking about earlier as well, is that if people are not balanced and they just want a quick success, or they just want quick this or quick that, it's not going to work out for them in their lives, because you have to be strong in this world, because there's so much crap thrown at you to make you do stupid stuff. Okay, let's put it that way. All right. So again, if you're not a strong individual, let's take these little celebrities as an example. Okay, let's talk about them for a minute. All right. Most of them, they grew up, they wanted to sing, they required an opportunity. None of them have read a book. None of them know how to read contracts. And they get caught up into this whole celebrity bubble, and they work their butts off, but they get little return because they didn't know or understand how to maneuver in that industry. When my baby son was growing up, he wanted to become a singer like Michael Jackson. I was like, okay, yeah, you sing all right. I said, but you need to go to college, or you need to go to school, at least some school, that teach you about the business end of the business. And, of course, he argued for a minute. I said, okay, well, you know what? You're grown enough to make that decision. Make your decision. Is he Michael Jackson? No, because you have to know the back end of any business in order to function in the front end. And that's my saying. I used to tell my managers that all the time. Whenever I go into one of my restaurants, I didn't go in there with all my little coat and my little, suits click-clacking around going, oh, do this and oh, do that. No, if I got in there during lunch, guess what? I took my jacket off, I rolled my sleeve up, and I got in there and helped the dishwasher. You see? Or I got out there and I did the cashiering or I got back in the kitchen and I cooked. You see what I'm saying? So they knew that when I came there, it wasn't about just me. It was about them. See, and I never had a problem. Those people that know me, I have never had a problem in my life, in my career with my associates that work with me. Never. Because I gave them a what if book, and we all, just like what we're talking about now, if any situation came up, they didn't have to call me every time. Well, Cynthia, when are you going to do that then? Or what if this happened? What would you do? Don't be calling me every time something goes wrong. Let's figure it out and then put it in the book. So next time it happens, what can you do? You can go there and look in the what if book. Well, if this happened, I need to call this person. If that happens, this is what I need to do. See? And it makes people responsible for themselves and for what particular job or whatever their, exercise they're doing. It gives them, the carte blanche to make a decision. I don't want to make everybody's decision. My job is to make sure that, the opportunity is there and to help you grow in the opportunity. Now, if you don't want the opportunity, I can't make you want it. Okay. So, and once I see people don't want to work, I'm done. I'm gone. I always tell people, treat me like a joke. I drop your ass like it's funny. So I mean that, so my professional relationships are that, and my friendships are that. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So, so I don't play. Most people know me, and I tell people that straight up. If you're going to work with me, I need you to do one thing for sure. I need you to read Ego is the Enemy, and I need you to be honest and truthful. If you can't be honest with the little things, then I can't trust you with my big stuff. And you'll never know what it is, because I see that a lot happening too. People play you.
Right.
Or try, because like I said, I'm an OG. You got to wake up a little bit early in the morning to play one over on me. And when you do, it's like, boo, I've been up already.
Mm-hmm.
You see? So again, we need to get to the point in place where, we all come together and let's utilize our intelligence.
Absolutely.
We are intelligent, beautiful people. Okay? We can do a lot of stuff, but I need some help. She needs some help. We're going to do it. Don't worry about that. But you guys are intelligent. You got this. Let's go.
We need that pep talk. We need
that.
that pep talk. Okay. I'm about to make a shameless plug right now.
Okay. Do it.
As you know, I've been dealing in the last month or so. I've gotten into silver, but
yes.
You've been saving. You've been a numismatic. I can't even say the word right.
Numismatic. Yeah.
Numismatic.
Numismatic society.
You've been a numismatic. So it's not a numismatic. Okay.
Oh, whatever it is. That's what it is. It's numismatic.
Coins.
Yes.
Coin you have been a coin collector.
Yes.
Since you were a teenager.
Yeah.
And now, so I'm running my thing at the bottom. But, this, I want you to tell the people, I know there's some places where you can get smaller denominations, but and some kind of silver. And what I stumbled on and what I'm getting now is, you validated that this was a really good buy. Sure. And you have years and years and years and years of silver saving, because both you and I are what we be? Are we septuagenarian? What are we?
I don't know, and I don't care.
I don't really care. We're elders. We're elders.
We're elders. Yes, we are.
Definitely are elders, even though we don't look like it.
Ain't gonna look like it either.
Nor do we act like it. But you've been saving for a very, very long time.
Yes.
And we don't know what's going to happen. Well, we know something's happening.
Yes.
With the fiat. So
did you hear yesterday? Not meaning to cut you off right quick, but yesterday, did you hear the bank put out a notice that they no longer have any change?
I heard that the change.
All right, go ahead now. Yeah, well, I thought that one. I was like,
So is that's sort of like the forerunner before they decide, well, we just got to go cashless or something.
Yeah, we know that. So you have to be prepared. So what my
gold is about 100 times that of silver on the per ounce. So
for now, remember we talked about this last night.
Please explain that to those that might be listening and might not think, well, I don't want to get gold, I don't want to get silver.
Okay, here we go. Because most people, again, they just know a little bit of something. Okay, but the deeper information that I got, deep information a long time ago, was that silver is going to outnumber gold at some point. Okay, now we know what we're going through in this country, and we know that it was coming, and that, we're going to go back to the gold and silver standard at some point, but, others are trying to do and maneuver other things. So silver is about, I think, $57 an ounce right now. But
that's what you said, the spot price, because
that's the spot price. Yeah, that's not what you can get it for. Okay, and gold is running about 1,700, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't looked at it in a couple of days. Oh, but my point I'm trying to make is, and the point that was made to me years ago, was that at some time during this, upheaval of the financial system in this country, that silver will maneuver the gold.
In value.
So say, for example, like, you have maybe 5 ounces of gold, and you talk about maybe $12,000 or something like that. Well, you have 5 ounces of silver. Well, that's going to trump your gold. You understand? So what I've been trying to tell people is, buy as much silver at that low price as you can. Dr. G got that price. I might have to go on and get in there and get me some of that cheap silver. Even though I have tons, I still need some gold, silver. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get some from you. So we'll talk about that offline. But that's what's gonna happen, people. Copper, get some copper. Get some copper too. And if you can afford a piece of platinum, hey, go for it. But you got to get it. So, and another thing I want to say about that, and I think I told you this, is it's okay if you guys are, because most people are buying silver and gold and letting somebody else hold their stuff. Cash that stuff in. Okay, don't let nobody hold your gold. Because I'm gonna tell you something. When they shut us down and put us on house arrest again, or you get in a situation where you want your money or your gold, FedEx ain't coming to bring you no gold and no silver either. All right. And I told
you get your silver every month. When you buy your silver, you get your silver.
That's it. That's what I wanted to make sure that I tell people, because I've seen it happen. They have these clubs and all that stuff. And I had a friend that lost over 200,000. He wouldn't listen to me because he thought he was better than me as far as being a male and a modern European. So he was going to tell me, Cynthia, you don't know nothing about investing. You don't know nothing. I said, you know what? I said, that's your opinion of me, even though you've known me for a while. And I said, go ahead. I said, because all that money you have tied up in that gold, I said, when the hit the fan, I said, who's going to bring you your $200,000 worth of gold to your house?
Right.
So again, when it hit the fan in 2008, right. who come crying like a little boy to me? You were right. I said, well, I don't feel sorry for you. I said, because I told you, but you insulted me by telling me what I didn't know. I said, I was just going by what I know with the numbers of the coins. I said, I'm not an expert on anything. So, but yeah.
But you've been saving for such a long time that in my eyes, you qualify as an expert. So
yeah,
I know some people are skeptical about it and so forth. And
no, it's just anybody. Silver, I mean, you got the perfect product, because silver is affordable. The gold is not. Okay. Right. The gold is $1,700 for an ounce. Okay. Now you can.
We're talking $23.97 an ounce right now. So.
Yeah. Oh wow. See? Yeah. Okay. So the silver
uncirculated.
Everybody that's a friend on your Facebook page should be buying silver from you at least once.
I put it out there, but people don't.
No, I'm not dealing with that anymore, sis. Okay. Because no, because people have got to start supporting, and it's not just for us. Yeah, you supporting us as we're business partners, but you have to have your own stuff. Okay, please. When this stuff went down, the COVID, I've been trying to tell people for 10 years this was coming down. Buy your toilet tissue, get your water. See, that's beautiful. And get your 90-day supply. Did not Noble Drew Ali say that? He told us 1,000 times what to do, and we still actually brain dead. He said, get 90 days worth of food stored up. That's what he said. He said that 100 years ago. I heard it. I did it. And people run around here getting toilet tissue. I'm like, well, what? Everybody got diarrhea. What? I ain't never heard of nobody having diarrhea. But see how manipulation starts and propaganda. Somebody said something about diarrhea. Everybody in this whole country went and bought every roll of toilet paper they could find. You see, every roll. But guess who had toilet paper? I didn't have to use it, but I have it. My ex-husband called me for some toilet tissue. It's $20 a roll.
My son sold, he said he purchased like a box of 90, like from the office supply store. Before COVID hit, he was starting to open a business credit. So he got a box of, toilet tissue. And then I was talking to him on the phone one day, and a lady in his apartment came over and said, I heard you have toilet paper. And he literally sold her a roll for $5, 5 notes, one roll of toilet paper for. I was like, that's. I said, what's she gonna do? Dole it out in like 2 or 3, like you get 2 squares or 3 squares. I mean, $5 for one roll, which it wasn't even a name brand. It was, when you get that office supply stuff.
Yeah.
But that's how desperate, she was for some toilet paper. But you're right. I mean, the things that we really should be investing in, we're not. And to me, I laughed about the toilet paper because, I thought that's what the fiat currency is like for these people in these people in these foreign countries. When they see it, they were like, y'all need to just use your Federal Reserve notes, because that's what it is. That's toilet paper to us.
Yeah, but even when you go over there, you can't even put toilet paper in the toilet. You have to put it in a basket next to the toilet. They will not allow you to put it, flush it like we do. And when you go there at first, you're so used to just wiping and dropping, but you got to get used to wiping and throwing. That's another brain shift.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah, well, yeah, and it will be different. But I got a couple of Facebook notices from some of my Morocco friends, and they're like, Cynthia, when you coming? I said I'll probably be next year. And in Egypt, I love Egypt, but I really want to try to get on the mission with my bestie Renee, and we'll probably be gone for a month. And then after that, since I'm so close to Egypt, I'll probably stop over in Egypt for 2 weeks. Stay over there with some of my business family.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good. It looks like I'm gonna have to get out my passport.
Oh yeah, well yeah, and then that's another thing that I wanted to renew. I haven't renewed my passport because my mom was sick and I wasn't going anywhere, but it's expired. I need to try to get that renewed and everything like that, so we can.
That's another thing. A lot of times the Moors will say, "Well, do we need a passport?"
Oh my God, this is
not going to get out of the country.
I'm so sick of that. This is our country, and if Noble Drew Ali gave us everything we need to save our friggin' selves, then how come we won't save ourselves? I'm so sick of, and it's our government. Okay, so my thing is, hey, I'm not gonna be, saying, well, we're this and we're that. No, this is our government. Okay, we need to uphold the Constitution for the United States of America, period. Okay, not their little constitution, but the supreme law of this land, period. And I'm sick of people trying to make us not a part of this. We are, unfortunately, so, and he said it's going to go back into our hands. So if you don't have the hands held out to get it, or you're not thinking to get it, what are you going to do? What are we going to do? I don't understand. But I'm traveling. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm not getting no chips and dips, but I am traveling. Okay. So whatever that means to anybody, I have got to go. I've been traveling my whole life. I traveled for my job. That's why I love my job so much. I traveled for 15 solid years all across this country and the world. So that's what I want to get back to. And you can go with me. You ain't going, we'll do the show in Morocco at the Bedouins. Oh my God, in the desert. Oh, wouldn't that be hot? Oh yeah, we'll be sitting out there.
Here we are with our. Why not?
My white one when I go over there, and my black and white. My black and white one is over there. It's right over there. But I just rap with that, and but they're changing. They're changing the style a little bit over there. Relaxing it a little bit more so than
the women. They rap.
Yeah, okay. But they're changing their attitudes about that. But I'm just excited about just traveling again and doing that. But I know that some people, we just need to undo our programming. That's it. Yeah, we need to undo our program. Oh, yeah, what I wanted to bring up right quick. It was something in Richard Smith's book I told you about last night. And it was about why we really can't come together. What's causing what's causing the stick up or the hold up? What's causing it is the fact that the controllers, or the so-called controllers, they have what they call an 80-20 rule. Now, I know some men have an 80-20 rule when it comes to romance and women, but we're not talking about that tonight. We're talking about the 80-20 rule for the usurpers, as I like to call them. Where is that book? But anyway, he talks about the 80-20 rule and what that is. Now, I've been following Richard Smith. That's why I keep mentioning him. I've been following him for years. So I'm just very familiar with all his books for a lot of reasons, because first of all, I'm connected to the information. Second of all, the information presented itself to me years ago. But here it is. It's if those of you who have the book, it's this one right here, the very first one, the Moor, the Mason, the Alien. Okay, and I think it's on page 36. And it tells you, you guys can read it for yourself, but it tells you why, we can't get it together. Okay, it says, let the games begin. Going like gangbusters in full tilt machine gun style, if it's exhilarating to engage the crowd mentality of a captivated audience. This is especially intriguing when you know the spectators in attendance represent the programmed or brainwashed victims caught in the middle. My words coming from elsewhere carry the scathing elegance of a silver tongue and the brash fearlessness of a golden heart. This is done with the ultimate purpose of breaking the programmed white Masonic ego of the individual, which is how the healing process begins. This could not piss off the bad guys anymore if you tried. Taking the 80-20 scenario and turning it around one person at a time is what drives the white Masonic elite all sorts of panic button crazy. You see, the 80-20 scenario itself represents one of those things they fear the most: exposure via purification, illumination, and transformation of the beast. In other words, educating the masses. In such a scenario, I am allowed to share all of this with you as long as only 20% of you are listening. See, only if 20% of you listening, we good.
2 out of 10 people, yeah.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? That's 2 out of every 10 people. Did y'all hear what I said? That's 2 people out of every 10 people. So say, for instance, we had 20 people on here tonight. So that means only 4 of y'all listening, all right? Okay, so they cool with that. All right. So this says, this is why we do not have real democracy. If we did, I would be allowed to reach the other 80% without having my head severed from my body. As of now, 8 out of 10 of you have already turned me out. And that's true. I know that's true, because we want everything. If we're not listening to what we want to hear, I'm going to click that off. I'm tired of hearing that, blah, 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 blah. That's what he's talking about. As of now, 8 out of 10 of you have already turned me out. This is why Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr., and Mahatma Gandhi were killed. They violated the 80-20 scenario, heading straight for a 60-40 ratio that was only about 2 inches away from reaching 50% of the population. This is forbidden at all costs by the Greys and the white Masonic elite. 80% of the consumer slave population must remain dumb, ignorant, and unaware.
Yep.
So
gotta get him on the show. I told you I interviewed him twice when I was doing my
yeah, he's coming out with his 3rd book,
Yeah, I
so
know he's working on that.
For both of us, maybe we can have him on, and do a book yeah, because he's one of the guys that I used to listen to other than Bobby Hemmett.
Mm-hmm.
Because I liked his lectures, because he would always give us an opportunity to download the PDFs. I'm a PDF freak. Yeah. So I like to, I like to read things, and
right.
And I have binders and journals. I mean, oh my gosh, I have my journals and my information that I keep. Do you know when RV Bay first started? I bet you I have every page of RV Bay's first a website. I have purchased books from RV Bay. I have bought every single book from RV Bay about 3 or 4 times. Every single book. And I can prove it. I have receipts upstairs. One of these times we'll show with my library. I have every book. And I support every author that comes out. Okay. And just so y'all know, my book is not cheap. It's $57, $43 plus shipping and handling. So I'm just gonna let you go.
That's
Black people getting out.
Yeah.
And also the Divine Simplicity books. They're $25 plus shipping handling. And I also have ebooks. They're $6.99 and $2.99. So with various books. The ebooks are cheap.
When I purchased these 2 books, I think I paid.
What are those, sis?
This is Mami Wati, Africa's Ancient Goddess Unveiled, Volume 2, and this is Volume 1 and 2, and I paid like 100 and.
Are they still in print? You
I got back. I did the same thing I did last night.
You touched it, yeah.
That's it. But I think I paid like $118 to get the both.
Oh, wow. I would like to have those. I don't have those in my collection at all.
Yeah, I think I got 3 books.
Oh, wow.
No, maybe it was the 2. I don't know. But anyway, it's Mami Wati, which is,
Oh,
deals with the Africa's ancient goddess unveiled, reclaiming the ancient Mamiwati voodoo history and heritage of the diaspora.
oh, I would love to have those.
Yeah, these
Oh my
were
goodness. So how many pages is that book?
the volume 1 is 545, and
Ooh.
volume 2 is 896.
Oh my God.
897.
Yeah, send me the name of those. I need to get that for my collection. But here's another book, you guys, too, that I love. Okay, The Hacking of the American Mind. Now this book is, oh my gosh, it is amazing. The Hacking of the American Mind. It's by Robert H. Lustig, Lustig, MD, MSL, whatever that means. Okay.
The Hacking of the American Mind.
Yeah, this is a deep book, but it is so true. Yeah. So, again, you guys, I have so many books that I would love for you guys to enjoy because it's important. Here's another one that I love, Breaking the Chains of Psychological Slavery. Y'all can see I got it all tabbed up here. I love this book. This book here is very informative. It tells you, goes into, property of slaves as property, the work that they were required to do, how they have consistently, kept us in the dark about who we are, after 300 years over here. It's amazing how they treated the family, how they split the family up. They would take the babies from the mom, or they would separate the husband from the wife. It's just amazing.
And of course, I don't know if you recommend it, but I've had this one for years.
Let me go get mine just a minute. It's right here. Yeah.
Behold the Pale Horse.
Yep. I got it right here.
Is William Cooper.
Yep. Here I come. See, you always starting something.
Yes, that's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. So I mean, there's just so many. I was just looking.
Hey, do you have this one, sis? Do you have this one?
And the truth shows, I don't believe I have that one. I do not believe. But this is now this is a book I purchased just not maybe a year or so ago, called White Shift.
White Shift.
It is populism, immigration, and the future of white majorities, which is that's the lie. We'll say not the majority.
No, they're not. And people need to look up that word, what that means, minority and majority.
Right.
Yeah, so they need to do that. But this Black Codes in Georgia is a good book too. It's a small read, as you guys can see, but it's a beautiful book. Listen, I was going to say it's by Cynthia Martin.
Oh, it's about you?
No, I was going to say that because I always label my books.
Okay.
I was like, oh, it's by Cynthia Martin.
I forgot I wrote that.
It was by Dan Moore Sr. and Michelle Mitchell. Okay, and this is Black Codes in Georgia, which are still, it takes you year by year in here when it all started, so.
Well, here's another one I recommend.
I have that.
Okay.
I have that one. Yeah, it's not right here, but I have that one.
Yeah, the first Americans were Africans.
I have that. Yeah. Oh, here's another book too that we need to read. Message to the Black Movement. It's a small book as well, but it's dedicated to all the comrades killed, captured, and exiled in the struggle to build the armed urban guerrilla and to those who supported us when all others refused to face up to reality. Our call is for unity, for a national, they say in Black Liberation Front, but we're not no Black Liberation Front. We gotta change.
We gotta help with that language, that narrative. Gotta change.
Yeah, but it is. It's a part of the fabric because they've been using it, and it's amazing how each generation. Well, the Black was before the African American, but they still connected with that. And the African Americans, 2 continents. How you gonna be 2 continents? Jeez, Louise. Okay. That was my mother's name, by the way, Louise. Look at this one. You got this one?
We are all Moors. No.
You don't have that one?
I'm trying to see who it's by. And it's by.
I'll tell you who it's by.
I know because it says Cynthia Martin at the top, and I know you're right.
Yeah, I'm saying that again. It's by Amnor Majid, and the first name is Anouar, and Majid, Magid. So, and he's the author of Heresy. I never heard of that book. I don't have that one. Okay. See, and he draws much needed comparisons between events leading in atrocities like the Spanish Inquisition. Taj always talk about that a lot. Present attitudes, trends, including growing disdain for Muslims in Europe and Hispanics in the United States. It says, with this intriguing historical analysis, Majid sounds a clear warning against the West's latest slide toward cultural scapegoating. So it's a good book. I read it.
It was 3 books. Remember I said I think I bought 3 books?
Oh, yeah.
That's the 3rd one, which is skinny.
Okay, well, you need to send me that because I need to have
the Civils, the first prophetess of Mamiwati. That was the 3rd book. But what I was gonna, this one by an Albion, good book though, came out last year, America
Before. That one. I don't have that.
So we're dealing with before Columbus and all of that stuff.
Yeah, well, we already know what he's all about. Yeah. Right. This was Brainwashed. Have you read this one?
I actually have that.
See, that's what I'm talking about. And this one right here. This is one I've been recommended to all my modern European friends.
White Fragility.
Wow. Oh my God. You got it too?
No, I don't think I have that one.
Get that one, sis. Okay. And that's by Robin DiAngelo. Get that one. This one is great. And I've been giving this one out all week. Yeah.
This is a good one.
What is that?
It's called How the Jews Invented Hollywood, an Empire of Their Own.
Okay, now this is an old book. This is very old. This book was $3 way back in the day. Okay. Pawns in the Game.
Okay. Pawns in the Game.
Yeah, it's a real old book.
Got that chessboard.
Yeah, and it's amazing. I love this book. Yeah. And I'm gonna talk about this book on the show one time in the future. And and for those people who are still listening, I bet y'all say, well, won't y'all shut up and go to bed?
We just keep on.
But
of course, and everybody should have Kybalion.
Oh yeah, I got that. It's in my briefcase over there. Yeah. I got that. I got 2 different kinds. What am I looking for? Oh, did I do that? Yeah. Yeah. Get all those. But and here's some Moorish trees. This is from the
okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, see, and they talk about the treaties and stuff in here. Oh, and by the way, I do have an original copy, not original copy because they took a copy, but from the Library of Congress, the Treaty of Truth and Friendship. I wish I would have thought about that. I should have had all my documents down here that I get from the Library of Congress. The way they send that stuff to you is just amazing.
Really?
And I have all the documents that Taj told me to get years and years ago from the Library of Congress. I have the seal on them and everything. Geez, I wish I would have thought about that today. But I
next time.
Yeah, because I wasn't thinking.
I think that we ought to think about, like you said, we've talked about a conference, doing something kind of big to bring our. I think we need a sister conference, but I do think we do need one collective too. But I do think we need one for the sisters because there's so much healing that we have to do because there's so much work we have to do, and there are things that, there are wounded wombs that we're dealing with and things that, deep, that we have to heal, and it just is just. I'm just looking forward to doing more and more things. You know, a few years before my injury, it was my hope to just go on the road with a couple of sisters and just do, you know, presentations.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're working on it now that we know that what we got. And like I said, you know, Qatari's in, me in, you in, and whoever else. I know Tamara's probably in, you know, so we can start just doing that and collecting women as we go. Or the people
right, like a speakers bureau, because they have these speakers bureaus that go around and do things. We need our own. We need those that'll be able to go into our own communities.
We need our own everything. Just like Yusuf Ali was telling me, he said, we also need our own award systems, you know, and stickers for our books and all that. So we're working on that. You know, I told myself I'm very interested in that. I think that's a great idea, you know, because we allow on other people to tell us what our worth is, you know. Right. And I remember when I was doing my internship before out of college, I worked with Conrad Hilton. And the one thing he told me, he loved me because of my big mouth. You know, I wasn't one of those people that, you know, shied away from suits, as they call it. Plus, I was the only brown thing in there. But he would always say, Cynthia, let me tell you something. He says, never allow anyone to tell you your worth. And since that day, I never did. You can't tell me how much you're going to pay me. I'm going to tell you how much I'm worth. And then you can decide whether or not you can afford that.
And you meet that price, right?
Yeah, I don't do that in my business. That's why I handle my business the way I do. I've been in business 19 years. My clients are loyal to me. You know, I'm loyal to them. It works. What I do, they can go across the street, get done for $45 or $25. Mine is $85 and $105. They pay it all day. Why? Because it's about a relationship. You see what I'm saying? See, if I just open my doors to everybody, Tom, Dick, and Harry walking through the door, you know, that's not business to me. So I just handle my business a little bit different. So, but I'm looking to expand that in the future as well, because I have so many irons in the fire, but there are necessary irons, and we can't stop because we get a little tired. And we are tired, okay, but we can't stop. You know, I feel like it's happening. Right. You know, we're coming together. So, and
platforms like this are helping us because we get to reach a large number of people, and they don't have to leave their homes or
exactly. All they do is fall asleep as we keep talking and stuff, and then they wake up.
They go back and look at it later on.
And they be like, "Dang, they still talking." What about nationality?
We probably talk when y'all are off going on, you know, because that's how it is. But yeah. So anyway. Amanda Siegel mentioned author Resmaa Menakem, said you would love his work if you have not already read any of it. So I don't know what that's already.
Tell her to please send it to me. Send it, you know, tell her to put it on there so I can get it. Or it's go, you know, the Cynthia Martin show and tell her to tag me or something or whatever they do.
Yes. Massive God Squad. I'm just going down these last few comments. Massive God Squad. All women in the world need more to start detoxing and raise the vibration for all Asiatics to heal much more than ever.
True. Okay. I love that statement. That's true. Most of us are already vegetarian anyway, but like that statement said, we need to bring that out as well too, because our systems are different than anybody else's systems. We didn't eat like, you know, they be eating over here. I mean, I can't even think about it because when I say meat, I get ready to do that. But anyway, you know, and plus, you know, I had to work with it. When I was in school, I had to go to the stockyards. I didn't go because I couldn't stand the smell, and I wasn't going to be cutting up, you know, no dead animals or nothing like that. But, you know, you had to, in order to pass, you gotta know how to cut a steak. You got to know how to do all that. So, you know, I had to suck that up just to get through that. But after that, I didn't have to worry about that. I had chefs and sous chefs to do that. But I knew how to do it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Chickens and stuff like that. Ooh, I even quit one of my clients here in Carthage, Texas, the Tyson company, the Tyson Chicken Company, because I had to go out and do an audit for one of our clients. And when I went out there, it was a chicken processing company. And they had all these chickens in these big 18-wheelers, and they just had them on top of each other. So cruel, you know, when the ones at the bottom were like suffocating. And so I went out there with a bottle of water and I was trying to feed the poor chickens through the little cracks of water because they were out there screaming and it was hot. So I went in looking stupid. I'm so, so I went in and I was like, hey, did y'all know that these chickens are outside and this truck is hot and blah, blah. And they're looking at me like I'm retarded, And
we're going to kill them anyway.
I'm like, oh, these chickens are dying and they're thirsty, blah, blah, blah. And they looking at me like, girl, what is wrong with you? That's what they're here for, So then I got into it. I was like, I called Jim Davis, who was my vice president in Dallas at the time. I said, Jim, you need to get somebody down here to take over this account. I said, I can't do this. I said, I won't. I said, they're killing chickens.
It's a chicken. I'm in the chicken processing plant, and they're actually killing chickens.
Well, I don't kill anything. I don't kill bugs in my home. I don't kill. I scoop them, even though I'm scared of some of them. I will scoop them and take them outside. I've been like that my whole life. I drive my business partner crazy. She's scared of geckos. She's scared of spiders. She's getting a shoe and she's getting a spray and spraying. I'm like, no.
You do that.
So we've been like that forever too. She knows, and now she'll say, okay, there's a spider. You need to come and get it for it's dead in 2 seconds.
Look at this. This is what I found in my yard today. 2 of them. Can you see that?
Yeah. Where was it?
It's right outside in my yard. I got 2 big, they popped up.
Why?
Is that a mushroom or?
It looks like a mushroom.
It's like a big old mushroom. I'm trying to determine whether or not it's.
Is it white?
It's white.
Okay, I'll look it up for you. But yeah,
it's about the size of a pancake.
Oh my God. It's big though. You got a whole bunch of good stuff growing in your yard.
All kinds of stuff. Look, the guy told me that the weeds are what Jesus is coming to get rid of. when he comes, he's gonna separate the wheat from the weeds, not the tear. Weeds. I said, just like some people have good purpose, you know what I mean?
Oh, bless his heart.
This great, yeah.
We're talking about Jesus gonna separate the weeds
from the wheat.
Did you get that on video?
It's on video.
Girl, we got to watch it because I was gonna watch it before we came on.
Only half of it, because the first 15 minutes, and I don't know why I gave that man. Why didn't say, Mister, let me out my car so I can go in the Dollar Tree. And I when I was getting sick of him, I turned the thing on and said, let me just hold the phone like this and record. But I mean, it was just absolutely.
Oh my God.
It was just crazy. But anyway, I survived it. I won because he got frustrated and walked away. So I was like, what do you hope to achieve by this conversation? Do you think that at the end of this proselytization that you're going to have me converted to Jehovah's Witness? Because it's not going to happen. So I don't want you to waste your time, but it was so funny. It was so funny that, but listen, it is 2:22. 2 hours and 22 minutes of
yes, people are, yes, shut up, please. That's why they don't want us to do nothing. We get all off.
I try to see a lot of things that said most women need to put down those toxic sweets and start using healthy sweets that are better, I guess, better for the temple than mine. Yeah, I haven't had sugar for 23 days.
Okay, well, your habit is broken then. It takes 21 days.
Right, I broke it as of Sunday. Yeah, got through Sunday.
I haven't gotten there yet. My daughter bought me cheesecake today. She bought me cheesecake on Sunday. So,
but I bought a bunch of dried fruit, and all of the fruit, none of it had any sugar added. So I read everything. So there was no added sugar. It's just the natural dried fruits. I think I spent like $20 for fruit today because I'm like, I gotta eat something, you know. And you gotta eat something. But I mean, all of these things, like I said, you begin to learn and apply these things. I mean, if we're going to be here to be 200 and 300 years old, we have better.
We got a lot of time to get it right. You know, so yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. So, I'm on board, sis. So we need to discuss how we want to move forward with this. Sorry, my eyes are burning for some strange reason.
Because you're tired. We've been talking for a long time. So I'm not going we're going to go. I appreciate you, and we will talk some more. I think our audience, those who have stuck around, have we said that what we were going to
seeing me,
we
you guys rock.
we almost forgot they were there, and we just running our mouth like
this is what I'm talking about, and I love about them, because they are the type of people that I've been trying to explain this whole time, about those who will listen, okay, right, no matter what it is, and will sit and listen and be still and get the information no matter what it is. See, that's what I'm calling about tenacity. Those are the type of people I like to work with. See, and those are the kind of people I do work with. And those that work with me know I'm very particular about a lot of things, but at the same time, I need their energy to match mine. Okay. I work very, very hard, and I don't mind sharing what I know with people, but I need you to be, as more interested than I am in it at the moment. See, so that being said, anybody want to work, want a job in TV, radio, whatever, give us a
contact my sister.
That's right.
This is another book I want to. I think this is a.
Do I have that? Now I have another one.
Look, I got it all.
I have a white one that's holistic. I think it's holistic medicine. It's upstairs, but I'll bring that down next time. But that one is I don't think I have that one.
This one breaks down everything from your mindful from meditation, yoga, tea infusions, what breakfast foods are good for signs, aromatherapy, healing crystals, and it all breaks it down by. You see, I've been all in there.
Send me that. I mean, and I'm gonna put you in the mail after we get off of here. I'm gonna go ahead and mail your book out tomorrow morning. Your Black People Dead and Long.
I do appreciate that, and I thank you so much. Listen, we love you all.
Yes,
we thank you for listening in on our chat. And part of it was interview, and the other part of it was just us.
Yeah, we just got all off script, but you know what? That's okay too, because there's a lot to be said and there's a lot to be done. So we'll be talking again. I just wanted to thank you, Sister, for bringing me on at the last minute, and I'm always here for you. I can talk a hole in your head anytime, any day. So anytime anybody don't want, come on, it's on. Everybody go like, oh no.
There they go again. Look, we just gonna have a conversation. But we thank you so much. Please go to www.buythisbooktoday.com. Or if you have questions or you want to get on board with some of the things that Sister Cynthia has spoken about, you can email her at noble7publishing@gmail.com. And let her know what it is, your gift or your talent or your interest or whatever.
Come on, people, let's
go. She's trying to start a business. She's a business consultant. I just connected hopefully my granddaughter will be working with her.
Straight away to my daughter, and she's going to contact her, Shania.
Shania. So so hey, she's here. I'm here, House of Reawakening Minds. Hopefully we will be opening back up in the month of July. But like I said, the work is going on, and we thank you for all of your support. Because the support goes a long way to keeping those doors open, keeping these lines of communication open. We don't know how long. We need some people out there who are tech savvy. We need to develop our own platforms that not only coming on theirs, but we need our own platform.
Can I tell you about that? We have one and nobody supported it.
Really?
Yes, we do. Jonathan Bay, he spent his own money, just like we all do, years ago to develop the platform. He bought the servers, everything, and I think it still exists. I'll send it to you. But yeah, Jonathan Bay, and it's what is it, Moors.com or something like that. But
we need
our own platform like Facebook, so where we can go and it's owned by a Moor, Jonathan Bay, but nobody supported it because everybody's still on Facebook. I don't know why we still stuck on Facebook. I guess because we don't have any other platform. But I'm gonna call him because we used to talk a lot, and with like I said, my mom was sick those years. It's been about 2 years since I talked to him, but he's on my hang up. I can hang up him, and call him or even on Facebook. and or you just call him on his phone. I hate Facebook, but anyway, I'll call him and maybe we can get. But we do have the capability already to do that. It's just that no one supported like we've been talking about. Mm-hmm.
We need to do that. We need to do that.
We need to do that. So that's another thing. I'm gonna write that down as a note. And this is what we're going to. I'm gonna call him, and then I'll have him talk to you if that's okay. And then you can see that we do, and we can just start moving people over there gently or all at once, however they feel. If they want to stay on Facebook while they get put in jail, they put my oldest son in jail for about an hour. They got him out real quick. I was like, no. I said, what are we now? The police of words or what? You know, it's like, no. But anyway,
the Facebook police got him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm, yeah. And I knew he knew how to get out because he used to be a Chicago police officer. So he was, you know, he didn't say anything that was stupid or anything. He was just mentioning something that in the fact police, you know, we need to find out who these fact people are. I think Katari was telling me how to go on there and block them. I'm going to find out because they just block anything and everything. And it's like, who are you to say something not true that I post? And even if it's not true, it's up to the individual that's getting that information to discern whether or not it's true.
Right. There's probably a lot more of that coming up, especially during because the election is coming up. And I understand that Biden has asked Facebook to block any ads that seem to, any Trump ads that might be, or political ads that might block it. I'm like, you're the one that's going to block your winning. You're an Alzheimer patient. I don't know why you're running.
Old men coming from. I mean, come on, they can hardly walk and move in there, and they're going for president. Oh my God, of a corporation, for Christ's sakes. You know,
yeah, we all do. Sandra Thomas Fisher said we all need to drop Facebook. We do, but we got to have somewhere to go when we do it.
Yeah, we got to find another home, and then we're all going to do it. And the ones that want to stay on Facebook, we won't know them anyway, so it won't matter. You know, and another thing I used to always say too, if it doesn't mind, it doesn't matter. That makes sense? Yeah. Meaning, if you don't mind here, everything starts here and manifests and comes from fruition out here. But that's why I used to say, if it doesn't mind, it doesn't matter. People just think I'm being sarcastic. I said, see, you're not even on the same frequency, so you would never understand. But that's what happens. See, whatever you think of and you put it in your spirit, you can manifest that out here.
That is so true. That is so true.
We need I love you guys so much. You know I love you to death. You know, so
love me to life, sis. Don't love me to death. I'm trying to be here for minute. You know what I'm saying? I know what you mean. Yeah. I know what you mean. Right?
Yeah, you do. So I'm gonna go and get your book ready so I can drop it in the mail in the morning. You'll probably get it sometime next week because I send everything media mail, but you do have tracking. You know, that way I know when it gets there and when they pick it up and stuff.
See, y'all getting to hear all this stuff we're going to do after we get off from here. But thank you so much. We get ready to go. And again, I'm going to shout out to Brother Hassan Ghaziel Bey for creating my Dr. G theme song. It kind of grows on you.
Yeah, you know, thank you.
You find yourself running around the house so good. Dr. G, who's she?
Tell him I need one for seeing me.
Well, you're going to have to contact Hassan Ghaziel Bey and let him know that you would like to. See, it even has my own voice. That's me saying, yeah, that's me. I just recorded it on my phone and sent it to him. I woke up seeing this in my head. And so I called him. I said, can you make me something like, oh, da-da, da-da, something. And then Dr. G. And within a day, he had that, and he took my voice where I said, that's me. I said him a couple of, that's me. And then the one where I'm laughing at the end, and he put it all together with his voice and his, put together.
Fantastic. I love it. I really
It works. It works. And yeah, let me see. We got last year. Okay. Listen, guys, we're going to go for real. I know we're having fun and all that stuff, but I'm getting ready to cut. I'm just getting ready to cut out here. I'm
hanging in. Oh, I love it so much. Y'all better contact me so we can get busy, get to work on doing some things and making some things.
And get you some silver too.
Yeah, well, that we already talked about that. That's number one. Okay, I mean they need to do it quickly.
right? Because the prices could go up. It's getting ready. Stuff is changing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So those people who are in the earshot of tonight, and those that dropped off or whatever, get on there and tell them to get that silver immediately.
Right. Get some silver. Get some silver. Get it. Get it. Get it. Get it. Get it.
Yeah. Then I'll get some for me and my son. So.
Okay. We thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Well,
we really love you so much. And we are really going to go. We are really, really, really going to go. Really going to go.
Yeah, we gone.
We going. We going. We gonna go.
Yeah, we are.
I'm trying.
Yeah. We'll see you next.
Really? Oh, shit. Yeah, that's me. Dr. G. Really? Oh, shit. Yeah, that's me. Dr. G. Really? Oh, shit. Yeah, that's me. Dr. G. Really? Oh, shit. Yeah, that's me.